Holy shit.
Hey, Helmet, what's up? Thank you. Thank you for blessing me. I appreciate it. I remember hearing that back in the day, back in the dizzy. Hope you're doing well. Gotta clear out all that phlegm. Y'all know what's up. When did you get your first boyfriend? Oh gosh, probably like, oh, wait! Oh, how dare you! Why would you try to rage bait me like that? How dares you? What? I can't believe you'd ask such a crazy question. Consider my mind blown. Sorry, just creating the best thumbnail ever. I'm just creating a regular thumbnail. I'm really bad at computer stuff. Not bad at computer stuff. I just don't not super computer savvy, as some would say. Trying to get that content creation point or game on point, you know. Merge down. Oh, that looks good. That's good. That's good. We're good. And then you scale that. Thanks for asking, Elite. I enjoyed answering that. Oh, 80 by 720. Scale that up, and then we will export it to the desktop. Alright. Then we go to my, what you call it, content thing. Yay, I did it! Alright. Alright, we can switch back to it now that I have most of my stuff set up here. Just gotta wait for these changes to save, but that shouldn't take too gosh darn long. Hope you guys are enjoying the smooth jazz sounds while I finish setting up here. Joop. Nope, that's not it. Where is he? Where is he? There we go. Alright. Boom bada boom shubalaka. What else? What else could I say to indicate that I'm excited to start the stream? You know, what other kind of like dibble-dee-doo? I don't know. So, you know, if you're an active viewer of my channel, which there aren't many, but if you happen to be even one of those who hate watches me every now and again, my recent video on Jeremy Hambley really blew up, mostly due to the idea that like people think that they can like go into the comments and somehow like make the video illegitimate. I don't, nobody's reporting it. And if they are, it's not hitting the standards of reporting, but like nobody's reporting it. And it's just kind of like, still going up in views. And I just get the odd like hate comment, but that's mostly it. Like I kind of assumed that I would have a slew of reports, that there would be like, you know, people like downvoting it into oblivion, or what is on YouTube, it's like disliking it into oblivion. Like I thought it was gonna go the way of like you know, all of my other videos, honestly, to be TBQH. You know, if you like really cool people using really cool slang terms to say words more efficiently. I'm that guy. All right? If you need that guy, I'm that guy. Okay? Welcome. I gotta go grab myself a nut bar. Skippy, what's up? I also don't get the peanut face thing. I'll be right back. I think there's residue on my desk. Nut bar. Woo! Nut bar, guys. Nut bar. I highly advise you guys to enjoy the nut bars. You know? Is that weird? Does that sound weird? It's probably weird. It's probably too weird to suggest that you enjoy a nut bar. Yeah, I think that's weird. Don't go enjoy a nut bar. In fact, if any of you admit that you're eating a nut bar right now, I'm gonna be really pissed off. I'm gonna be like, so freaking angry. So freaking angry. Don't do it. Don't you guys. Don't lie to yourselves or me. Alright? Don't do it. Don't put yourself through that. Alright? Alright, so first what we're going to do. Sorry, I'm stalling. I'm trying to get through this nut bar. Okay. So, who's Dr. Witnesser? I can't say this with my mouth full. Both because it's a little subjective or suggestive that I just said I was saying it with my mouth full, but also because if I'm going to edit this later, I don't want it to be like me talking with nuts in my mouth. So, oh my god. See, I need to eat before I go on fucking stream. Ay. Okay. So basically what's happening here is, we're going to talk about a guy named Dr. Witnesser. Now, that isn't his name anymore, but it used to be. And I don't know if a lot of these guys understand that stuff on the internet kind of stays there. And like, I don't know. I assume that everyone knows that if it happens on the internet, it's probably going to be there forever. And if you're going to be like, racist or bigoted in any way, or even just like outspoken against religions that are not your own, even though they have every right to be a religion. People tend to hold on to that kind of stuff. And like, especially if you're ostracizing communities, they're gonna like call you out on it eventually, and then they're gonna remember that shit. And when you try to rebrand yourself, it's probably not gonna work. You know, they're gonna follow you everywhere you go. Not everywhere. I guess everywhere. No, I guess everywhere. Because canceling doesn't work, right? Like, Alex Jones wasn't canceled. Harvey Weinstein, like, is now in retrial for being canceled, in other words, being arrested for, I think, grape. Straight up. But, like, people don't typically get canceled. They go on to do something else. And in general, the people who are removed from any kind of platform, whether it be like X, I mean, I'm proud enough to have been banned from X. And it's because I was talking shit to Nazis. So fucking badge of honor for that. But also, I spilled water all over myself. I'm totally coordinated. But so they just go to other platforms. They go to like Reddit, or they go to their own website, or they go to YouTube, or they go to TikTok, or they make another account. They just escape the ban that way. Ken Hovind is one of the many people who do like Christian, creationist, anti-evolutionist type stuff, who is constantly evading bans, just constantly getting around them bans. And I mean, all the more better for them, I guess, if these people are able to find loopholes that allow them to continue to create content. I know that if I had that taken away from me, I would probably want to try and find a way to get back into it. I wouldn't ban evade, or at least, I mean, I assume that I wouldn't, but, like, I think that's a safe assumption to make. Can I click on this, please? I just want to click on this one thing. Help me out, OBS. So there's this feature inside OBS where I have this little scene. You can see, like, in the corner of the screen, I can see, or you can see, like, where that vertical scene is. It takes a very long time for the UI to recognize that I've clicked inside of it, because it has to, OBS has to communicate with stream elements and then has to receive information from stream elements. It's this whole fucking process. And so, like, if I want to resize a window, hey, Jean-Lieu, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. I have to wait for, like, because right now it wants to, like, resize the frame, which is certainly not what I'm. There we go. Jesus. So it just takes, like, forever just to get the reticle to come up, like, the right way. Whatever. Behind the scenes bullshit, you know. What can you do about it? You can just stay strong and keep on? What is it? What is the fucking... Oh shit! Jesus fucking Christ! Hamster on dope, you just deafened me. But thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. I forgot what I was saying. Is that game shop behind you? No, that's my office. This is my office. With all the VHSs? That's my office. That's my wife's VHS collection. I wish it were mine. She's way more curatory than I am. But this be in my house. If you don't mind the Southern yokel way of speaking. It is not the Steve Austin intro. It is simply a meme that was a meme a while ago, and it happens to be a loud pipe falling. Anywho, sorry for the delay. We're going to talk a little bit about Dr. Witnesser today, and if you're just joining us for the first time, what's up? Hello, hi, my name is Goose. What's up? I hope that you enjoy people talking shit about, you know, Nazis and chuds and religious fanatics and people who try to impress their beliefs onto other people, because that's what we like to do here on Mondays and Tuesdays. Wednesdays and Thursdays are more for gaming. If you would like to stick around, then hang out and help us expand in the community. We are always trying to improve things around here, so if you have any helpful suggestions, or if you just want to talk shit to me because you disagree with me, that's been the most engagement that I've gotten on my most well-doing videos, so keep the hate coming. It actually counts as engagement. I fucking love it. I'm into it. Please, feel free to talk shit. Try to rage bait me. I dare you. But anyway, we're going to talk about Dr. Witnesser. Dr. Witnesser, if you use the Wayback Machine, you can probably see a lot of his older content, but he has recently rebranded himself. I think that was like maybe it was a couple of years, but I feel like it's been a couple of months. Yeah, nacist. What's nacist? Is that a racist that is yet nascent? Like an emerging racist? I don't know what that is. And if you're watching on the vertical view on YouTube and you're not seeing any of the chat that I'm reacting to, feel free to head on over to Twitch if that is your inclination, if you just gotta see all those words on the screen. Otherwise, stick around and chill out. So I was trying to find a pretty comprehensive video. I have to stop all these because Opera, for some reason, wants to automatically play these.
Back in the day.
So you would
I wanted to find a video that kind of was all-encompassing, like it was sort of a one-stop shop of, you know, how to catch up with this guy, how to catch up with what he's been up to, or kind of like tell the story of Dr. Witnesser. And I think what ended up happening was I caught a pretty good cross-section of just kind of like...
Wait, hello?
What's up, Green?
Miscellaneous. If you'll forgive the use of a large word. Miscellaneous, just kind of examples of who he is. But I think some of these guys are pretty... Oh yeah, even what's-his-face, Papa Meat did some commentary on it. So we're gonna let some of these smaller... I'm a smaller creator, so I'm trying to stick with smaller creators. And so we're gonna let some of these guys speak more on the topic than I am, but just simply for the background. What we're actually going to do once we get through a couple of these, and I am gonna skip around, so it's not gonna be like 3 hours of just other people reacting to his stuff. But at the end, what we're going to do is we're going to do what we normally do, and we're going to look at the videos, and... Oh, geez, he's definitely not archiving for a reason, seems like. But so, we're going to take a look at some of his latest content, some of his oldest content. Looks like, yeah, see, he's deleting his old stuff. But... Short's not bad. Maybe we can probably find him on Twitch. As my frequent viewers know, we do real-time research here.
I'm gonna fall off the bridge.
And what is his name again?
Don't fall off the bridge. Don't fall off the bridge.
Faithful.
So where's our RV? It's a good question, Battles.
Sherriff. Here we go. So, if it isn't obvious, he uses a lot of, like, AI assets. Which, you know, I mean, I've definitely, you know, done that before. I don't support it, but I think I got caught up when it was first going, and therefore I had a bit of fun with it, and now I don't. There you go, pretty simple. And let's see if we can find his like the oldest looks to be 24 days ago. So he's definitely. Either he just doesn't save stuff, or he's actively going through and, like, scrubbing shit. But we'll try and go as far back as we can. We can go back 2 months. I think what happens is that when a new drama hits, he retreats, and he tries to, like, rebrand himself. What? Did I X that out? Can I X that back in? Yes. Don't play automatically. Come on. Come on now. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Okay. So. The Chudster? That's not actually... What? No. He didn't... What?
Across social media.
What? Does he embrace being a chud? Okay, well, I mean, maybe it takes the steam out of my hoo-ha sales, out of my ha-ha, out of my guffaw sales. If he's claiming the word chud, that is insane.
I've been wondering, why are you a peanut? Why are you copying the burnt peanut? This is a new low. You are stupid. Be original. Yada yada yada.
I like that he's saying what everybody else is saying, but that's a problem. That means that he's self-aware, which is a bit of an issue, right? If I mean, I've always said, like, in terms of, like, the chuds out there, I've always said, like, you're either being dishonest or you're completely clueless, and only one of those is forgivable. So, like, if you are the kind of person who presses their religion upon innocent people, namely kids, then it stands to reason that you may not know what you're doing. You may not know that you are being a weird predator, and if you don't know that, then when people tell you that you're being a weird predator, even if you're resistant to the idea, you're probably going to be a little bit like, oh shit, like, was I doing the wrong thing the whole time? That's being ignorant. That's just being stupid. That's like you don't know that what you're doing is wrong. And that's forgivable. We can train people. We can teach people how to live in the world. We can teach people how to navigate this thing that we call life. But if you are being dishonest, which is a lot of these grifter guys. And I'm not saying that necessarily he's a grifter, but if he sells products and if he makes his living doing Twitch, and he's being dishonest about something, then he's grifting. Even if he's not necessarily selling, like, boner pills or whatever, you know, like, he's still scamming people. And it's a little weird that he's embracing the word chud, but I guess let's just kind of see what he has to say. I will speed this up.
And I hear you. The problem is I don't care. I really don't. Why am I doing it? Well, because for fun, because I find it fun, and 2, for exposure.
So what I find really funny about the faithful Sherriff, as he's now called, is that he does a lot of these when people talk shit to him, and we'll see in the video, or in the the video where people on Fartnite are just like talking shit to him. Like, somebody really does, I would say, a really good job of rage. Don't do that. A good job. Oh, my dog has impending vet care needs. I just got the text. I just got the text, sir. It's all about your dog. It has impending veterinarian needs. Like Portatella. And oh, it doesn't say specific. I'm guessing Portatella. I think it's been about that amount of time. People have dogs. Crazy, right?
By the way, guy in chat's like, well, you rebranded.
So oh my god. So he says a lot of these things that make him seem self-aware. It's like, oh man, have you ever been talking with, on average, white men who are typically a little clueless, non-political, pretty apolitical, don't like to talk about politics or religion in the workplace, very like, party rules for social engagement. And have you ever tried to push back against something that they say, whether it's completely mundane or not? It often turns out that they're like, oh, well, I get, or if you've heard them arguing with their significant other, because they tend to like to do that in public places. You hear things like, oh, well, I guess I'm just this and that now. I guess I'm just an asshole. Well, I guess I'm just talking out of my ass. Well, I guess I'm just, screaming into the void. It's a little more philosophical than I think these guys are used to. But you know what? You get what I'm saying. It's this sort of like self-effacing admission where it's like, oh, well, I guess I'm this now. Or, oh, well, I guess I'm doing that now. Well, you know what? Fine. I don't care. That's why we get a lot of like conservative people who are like, oh, well, I guess I'm a Nazi now. Or, oh, I guess I'm fascist now. Like the people who like claim it, like they own those terms. It's that sort of like self-defense mechanism. It really comes from a place of insecurity. They're asking you. It's actually, they're trying to ask if this is what the thing is that you're addressing. And typically, if you want to be nice about it and you want to just try to educate them a little bit, then you can say, as a matter of fact, yes, it is indeed those things that I'm concerned with. And then you would get into the specifics. You would say, like, you're acting like an asshole. I'm not saying that you are an asshole, but yes, you're absolutely acting like an asshole right now. I do not believe that intrinsically in your entire being at your core that you are just another asshole. I'm trying to clarify the situation so that I can understand where you're coming from. If you however, don't want to be kind about it, you could be like, yes, those are the things that you're insecure about. Absolutely. Good call out. Good job. You did it. You achieved self-awareness. Now, the problem is how you proceed from this. Let's see how he proceeds. We already got an inkling because he's like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. All right? Because it's fun and because I get exposed. You know what? I'm having a good time. All right? I'm having so good of a time. I'm so happy right now. I'm so good. He does a lot of that too. Like Duke. You guys remember Duke, Skippy, if you're still here? Who's like, and no, I'm totally fine, and I'm great, and I'm good, and I'm just so happy for you guys, and you know what? I want you guys to be totally great. It's okay. It's totally fine. It's okay.
It's not a rebrand. I'm still Dr. Witt, the Chudster, my nickname.
He calls himself the Chudster. So, the term chud, I don't know where the modern day social culture wars term comes from. I assume it's just because chuds are like, it sounds like an ugly thing. It sounds ugly and disgusting. But I believe chub comes from I believe Chud comes from the movie Chud, which is cannibalistic humanoid underground people. Which I guess you could say is pretty indicative of of the right side. I guess it's kind of both sides of the political aisle here with all the Epstein stuff coming out. You know, people talking about eating fucking babies and shit. Like, QAnon may not have been right, nor may it have been a good movement. And it certainly was a psyop, but but holy shit, it got a couple, you know, what the fuck was that guy's name? He was the guy that was, come on. He was Q. He was just posting shit on like, on 4chan, and like it started to pick up, and then he was like, okay, here we go. I'm in it for the long haul now. I'm in it for the Ron haul. Hey, Flash, what's up? Sorry, my stream is buffering. You may not even hear me say this. Yeah, this happens every once in a while, especially when the weather starts to heat up. We get those brownouts in internet activity. It's always super fun. We are receiving some, they are receiving some video. YouTube is receiving some video. But it's going to be buffering, so I'll hang out. We won't watch further until the stream is back to stability. I promise. Especially because I'm recording this, I want to be able to edit it later. So anyone who's actually listening right now, especially people on Twitch, people on the horizontal view, I think are getting decent quality. Because it like prioritizes these feeds differently, or the URL. Again, more behind the scenes shit. You guys are getting all kinds of behind the scenes information. So, yeah, Twitch I think seems to be fine. TV/ and Hungarian Goose. We will pin that message. So yeah, go to Twitch if the stream is lagging for you. It's not a link. Whatever. We'll be fine. I wish I could like just shut it off and shut it on again. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if that'll work. Yeah, we're lagging. We're lagging a bit. But it's all good. Alright, I'm gonna build a bowl while we are waiting for the stream to get stable again. Should happen soon. It usually only lasts for a couple of minutes at a time. And I will let you know. We're only at 8% dropped frames, but the bitrate is way low right now, so I just gotta let it calm down. Also, it could be that they're doing work out there. If they're doing like, they're doing work on the lines, installing new lines and stuff. Could be. Who knows? You know? Who knows? Ooh, maybe I'm getting doxxed. Ooh, have you guys ever been doxxed before? I could be getting doxxed. There you go. I mean, I'm not like a public entity, but you know what? I could be getting doxxed. You never know. All right? No, not doxxed. It's DDoSed. I'm getting DDoSed. There you go. Yeah, someone's sending burst packages. Or is that a thing? Is a burst package a thing? Have you ever sent a burst package before? I don't know what it is. I don't know what a burst packet is. Is it a data bullet? Is that a thing? Are you guys familiar with data bullets? It might not be a thing. Data bullet. Feel the wrath. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry, I'm sorry. I know that the vertical stream probably is just completely unviewable at the moment, but I really am trying. I'm trying here. See if we can restart it. Yeah, we're at like 592 kbps. Going up to like 1K, 1.3, 1.1. It's just my internet, the ISP that I use is just not the best. I think I'm still on Xfinity. It's bad. It's not good. Is bad. Looks like we're going up. The kbps is going up. It's like, hey, how many kbps do you want? You guys remember that from Parks and Rec? Yeah, I know. I also love Parks and Rec. What can I say? Alright? I'm a big fan of comedy. I'm a big fan of people doing comedic things. And being comedic. You know? I'm a big fan. Big fan of it. Alright. The bowl is almost ready. And it's slowly creeping back up to where it was before. So, should be good here in a few minutes. 13,645, 12,625. We're getting up there. We getting up there. He's watching on Twitch or the horizontal stream, because this has got to be very boring. My apologies. This Wednesday we will be playing. What will we be playing? We'll be playing Vampire Crawlers, which is the new retro style dungeon crawler RPG type deck building roguelite. It's got a bunch of different genres all smashed up into it. It's by the creators of Vampire Survivors, and it's really nice and up to date and really cool looking, and I like it. And I've been playing a little bit of it. Also been playing Wind Rose. We're going to be playing that on Thursday, so please stick around and stay tuned for those if you'd like. We start every day around 9 o'clock, though it has been tough. It has been tough starting at that time. I would like to be more consistent, but you know what? It just I gotta do, like, you know, household and husband stuff first. So that takes a little bit of precedent. But we try to get to it. It's always somewhere between 9 and 11. I think that's pretty reasonable. And then we go for a few hours, and that's it. It's really easy, really simple. I'm a pretty low expectation kind of guy. in that I don't expect a lot from my viewers. Just show up when you can, you know. It helps. It helps when you hang out and when you like the stream and when you share it. And I know, like, that's so corny, like, that people just always ask for that. But I also feel like it's one of the most taken for granted things. Like, people just assume that the next person is going to like the video, or they just assume that the next person is going to share it, or that the next person is going to subscribe. Or like, oh, my subscription won't do much for this person. Oh, no. Oh, no. Everybody thinks like you, so those things are very rare and few and far between. So it's always nice when I see a notification that I got a sub. It's always nice when I see a little, a positive comment every now and again. That's very helpful. It helps grow the channel. It helps get me engagement. And, all the likes definitely keep the video visible. It's very clear. You can see, let's see if I can bring it up. You can sort of see the effect that the likes and dislikes can have on a video. Where? See? So you can see it plateaued, obviously. It's probably not gonna grow much from here, but it isn't being shown anymore. And it's because the dislike ratio is so heavily into the dislike category. So you see that 24%. It actually has gone up since then, but it needs to, the likes gotta happen, because otherwise it just. It doesn't want to do it for you. You gotta do it. You gotta do the likes. Alright, so now that my stream is stable again, let's turn it off, then turn it off one more time on the vertical, just to make sure we're all good. Alright. Should be good now. Let me just make sure. I want to see how far back the thing is. Alright. Now. Okay, good. Okay. Perfect. We're back. We're vocal fry, and we're back again. Welcome guys. Sorry for that hiccup. If you are just joining, what's up? I'm Goose. We're gonna talk today about Dr. Witnesser, and he is a pretty well-known pastor, streamer. He does a lot of like Christian stuff. And he targets children with that. And on its face, it may not seem like that crazy of a thing, especially if you're Christian, especially if you attended youth services when you were a child, especially if you, had your phase where you tried to spread the gospel as much as possible. Wouldn't seem that strange to you. Problem is, to everybody else, that shit's kind of weird. Okay? So what he does is, he goes into video games, and he plays mostly video games that kids play. I'm surprised he's not on Roblox. He's probably on Roblox at some point. I don't know. I'm sure he's probably done Roblox at some point. But there you go. You can see his cute chibi nut form there. Since he started doing this stuff, and the production value on this shit is way too fucking high for how insanely weird this guy is. He's got to spend all his fucking time refining and working on this shit. And it's mostly AI generated. This complete AI. Like absolutely, you know that it's AI. Like, I mean, I don't necessarily have to tell you guys. Like, it's AI. It's pretty fucking clear. But so he's just out here doing his thing, being a chud. And I wouldn't say that I have necessarily personally witnessed a lot of his chuddery. The Quartering is someone that I've been watching on and off for years and years and years at this point. If anything, at this point, just to... I don't know why I said that twice. If anything, just to keep track of how far he's falling. But typically... I don't spend a lot of time watching these guys. So I don't know a lot of the stuff that they say. That's why when we do this stuff on stream, if it's a situation that I'm already well aware of, then yeah, I mean, we'll do the pretend like, oh, it's real-time research. But in this case, we're definitely doing real-time research. We're gonna see if we can pick out the chuddery. And if it's there, it's there. And we'll point it out. I think the biggest criticism that I heard from people who didn't like my The Quartering video, which I have a hard time believing any of it, considering the fact that the average watch time is like 4 minutes on an hour video. So I get it. People are just going to say shit in bad faith. I understand that completely. But I do want to try and steelman people's arguments and try to, like, give the best version of whatever information that I can give. So what I'm going to do when we do our little chud hunt is we're going to actually like break down whatever the person is saying and then offer what I feel is the best counter argument to that, just to keep the trolls happy. All right. If that works, then I'll feel pretty good about it. But if not, then excuse the burp. But if not, then it'd probably be only because I find it extremely boring. I doubt it. But we do that anyway. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that I deserve to feel like I'm lacking, but I want to make it super, super fucking obvious that I'm making an effort here, okay? Just so that we can put all that self-talk to bed. From me. Not from any of you guys, just from me. So I don't self-talk myself into oblivion. Alright, so first, what I wanted to play... I don't know what the best intro video to him is. Probably the one from 5 years ago. Let's go with the one from 5 years ago. Here we go. Okay.
Then you should be pumped about today's video, because if you're a gamer, then you should be pumped.
I am a
about
gamer.
today's video because
I
we're
am
talking
pumped.
about Dr. Disrespect.
I'm super pumped.
Who? Oh, hold on one second.
I'm real
We're
pumped.
talking about Dr. Witnesser.
Oh.
What's up, non-believers, doubters, and skeptics? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Kevin Crow, and today we're talking about Dr. Witnesser. Shout out to...
So, just so that I'm not stealing this person's content, please go and subscribe to Jesus Unfollower, 4.6K for 4.64K subbies, probably inactive at this point if you haven't grown since then. No, 4 weeks ago. Okay. Just not like, you know, trying to top the charts or anything, which is fine. Puts out a video like once every month or so. So yeah, go sub to this guy. Jesus Unfollower.
To Leon for introducing me to this guy. Dr. Witnesser is a Christian gamer who plays Fartnite primarily, I believe.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the face cam if you're new here. The only reason for that is just because I am about to smiggle a bogle. I forgot what the COHF guys did. Smangle a bangle. That's what they call. That's what they say. I'm God damn, dude. Are there real-time bloopers? Is that a thing? Like, that's what an outtake is? I don't know what I'm thinking. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm gonna turn off the face cam. If it's your first time here, it's because I medicate myself with the Kenny Boss. And if you also happen to medicate yourself with the Kenny Boss, please feel free to sync up. You don't need to. I'll still be here. We'll still be hanging out. I'm gonna let the video play. But I'm just gonna turn off the face cam for a second. TBQH.
And while he's playing,
all right,
he
we'll let it
talks
play.
to his fellow players about Jesus Christ. Let's examine some of his methods, shall we? Prepare to be witnessed to.
How you doing? Hey, what's up, Dr. Witnesser? Let's go to Craggy Cliffs. Craggy Cliffs, let's go there. You gotta get chests. Yeah. Hey, Dark Knight, do you believe in the afterlife?
Yep, okay, perfect. That's the best intro. That is the best intro to Dr. Witnesser. So, recently he did a rebrand to sort of a burnt peanut clone. And fucking the first thing he asks, you should THC megadose. Why would I do that? I practically do that every morning. That's my medicine. My anti-anxiety pill. The first thing he says is, where do you think you go when you die? So, if I was to offer a good faith pushback against that, I would say that it is it's out of the sort of social norm to start preaching the moment you get into a public lobby with someone. People don't necessarily want to be preached to, and I know that, you know, whatever John 3:15 or whatever the fuck says that you're supposed to do that. I took a 200 mg cookie. Jesus Christ, dude. 200 milligrams would absolutely floor me. But, like, people don't like to be preached to. Really, it's just as simple as that. Honestly, it's really just as simple as that. People just don't like being preached to. If most of the people that he talks to, because it is the most fucking popular religion in the Western world, most of the people that he talks to are already Christian. So, like, he doesn't need to be trying to shove more religion into these people's faces. And when he does, like, when they say that they're religious, he doesn't let up. He just continues to, like, try and talk to them. Like, I guess they're not good enough Christians or something? Like, he's just...
No.
You don't? Okay, do you believe in God?
Oh my god.
What's that? Do you believe in the afterlife?
Hang on. I want us to hear this whole exchange.
Jesus Christ. Let's examine some of his methods, shall we?
All right, cheers. Smoke him if you got him.
How you doing? Hey, what's up, Dr. Witnesser? Let's go to Craggy Cliffs. Craggy Cliffs, let's go there. You gotta get chest. Yeah. Hey, Dark Knight, do you believe in the afterlife?
No.
You don't? Okay, do you believe in God?
Oh my god.
What's
Oh my god.
that?
I'm not trying to get into this.
He gets right into it immediately. I mean, they just jumped out of the blimp. He's already asking this guy if he believes in God. He's getting straight to it. I guess I respect the method here.
Why not?
It's not a.
It's
subject that I like to-
really why? Because it convicts you? It's really
No.
important, actually.
No, I'm not. No, I just don't actually care to speak about anything political or religious. It's not something that I'm not very well versed in, so I don't feel the need to try to put my 2 cents into it.
Well, I care about you, buddy, and I really.
Dr. Witnesser bringing the gospel to gamers. He cares about this guy. I really care about you, buddy. He still hasn't hit the ground yet. Continue.
would like you to know the truth. You know what I mean? So I just want to get a feel for where you're at. You know, that's why I asked those questions. So,
I would like for you to know the truth. Well, you can't even prove that the guy in your Bible did any of the shit that it says in the Bible. There's no proof out there for that. So, what's the truth? I am the truth, the way, and the light. Like, just because somebody says they're the truth doesn't mean they're the truth. It's usually the people who try to claim some authority over the information that people receive who are the ones who are deceiving people. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward. Usually, the people who are the leaders of a community, right? The people who tell you that they can fix your situation are the ones who can't fix your fucking situation. Have you ever been to a city council meeting? If you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is just feckless morons on top of feckless morons who all just capitulate to whoever sounds the smartest. That's all it ever is. That's all government is. It's like, hey, that guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. We should probably follow him. That's how Trump got into office.
do you believe you're a good person, Dark Knight?
And making the eating pussy
yeah,
gesture.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm an asshole.
For some very strange reason. I don't know. I think that's fairly innocent. I don't think it's overtly sexual, but maybe it was a subconscious sort of Freudian thing.
So I know I'm an asshole. I know my.
Okay, disclaimer warning, guys. There's going to be swearing in the stream. So how many lies have you told in your whole life?
He gets really upset. This is what
He definitely said that, like, on mic. Like, he didn't say that so that guy wouldn't hear it. Like, you can cuss on the internet. I don't know who needs to be told this, but you're allowed to say fuck on the internet. There are certain words that will get you demonetized from your video on YouTube, and I happen to be trying to get into the habit of that, should that ever happen, but you can say fuck on the internet. You can say any cuss words that you want. I think the only reason why you would be against that happening on your live stream is if you gear your shit towards children. And as you'll see in future videos, he is very unapologetically talking to specifically kids.
But Leon told me he gets really upset when people cuss, which isn't surprising because I used to do the same when I was in my most hardcore of Christian phases. I didn't like foul language. You should
Hey
put the disclaimer
guys,
at the beginning of every video, because if you're
can
playing...
we please like stop with all the foul language? Okay, can you guys please stop using such blasphemy? Please, can you guys stop spouting blasphemy with your foul language? Okay, I don't like to hear it. I don't like to hear it.
Video games online, 95% of people in there that have a microphone are going to be cussing. And he's
Yeah.
already super offended. We're a
Yeah.
minute into this, and he's, all right, guys,
Yeah.
disclaimer, there's going to be cussing.
And he definitely said that with the mic, with the push to talk, or just if he doesn't even use push to talk. All right, just a disclaimer, guys. All right, there's some cussing. Like, he's trying to make the guy feel guilty.
I don't keep track of that. Yeah.
By the way, Dr. Witnesser, if you're watching this, hello.
Right. No one does.
What? I don't expect him to watch my video. I don't think that these people who are the subjects of drama necessarily engage in the drama with any kind of like fidelity or drive or consistency. Like, I think they're just looking at whatever the most popular people are saying about them and then checking out after that. I don't know. It's entirely possible. I know that at least a few of the Quarterings fans watched that video, you know, so clearly it's a thing. But I don't know if the traffic wasn't driven by him. I just assumed that my video showed up on people like him's feeds. So it could reach the people that it's targeted to, but I don't know. I don't think that Dr. Witnesser or the Faithful Sheriff would ever see this particular video because I'm under 500 subbies. Same with this guy too, like under 5,000. Like I don't think that a big YouTuber like who has like what 2 million, I think was what I saw. Is that no 140K on this one? I coughed directly into the mic. 29.7 thousand subscribers. Okay, so he sucks. So people realize that he sucks. Good. I'm glad. That actually gives me a lot of faith in people. It gives me a lot of faith in people. At least the people that he's trying to target, which are kids, you know, which is like I was scared for kids for a while, and I think I'm still pretty scared for kids having to grow up like with all this propaganda out there. It's probably hard to navigate the world right now as a either sub or after 18, like up till 30, it's probably really fucking difficult. Especially with like the way that we keep talking shit about therapy and then embracing mental health and therapy and then talking shit about mental health and therapy and then embracing mental health and therapy as a culture.
That's really right. So, have you ever stolen anything in your life?
Fuck. All right.
Yeah, of course.
Have you ever used God's name in vain?
Like, goddammit.
Yes. Yeah, that would be an example.
Now I feel like I don't know if any of you who happen to have joined the stream within the last 3 seconds are the type of person who used to go online and troll people. Do you do a little trolling? But the goal was to get people mad, right? And I have to wonder if there aren't at least 9 out of 10 people who interact with this guy who are just like trolling him, but like really, really well. I don't know. Again, he talks to kids, so I don't know what the average ratio is between adults and kids that he talks to, but I have a very concerning feeling that it's mostly kids. That is again conjecture until we can see more of his content. But again, remember, sometimes I do the research ahead of time, even when I say we're doing real-time research. So it could be true that I already know a little bit about what's going on here. Potentially, you never know.
That's correct.
God says if you ever look at a woman with lust, you commit adultery with her in your heart. Have you ever looked with lust?
Yeah.
I mean, is he just pointing out how this guy's a sinner? Like, this is that type of manosphere stuff where it's like it's negging, you know, like you try to cajole and insult a woman enough so that she'll go out with you. It's pretty fucking weird. Weed causes me to have internal intrusive thoughts that spiral out of control the longer they go on. Well, then maybe weed's not the drug for you. You know, maybe maybe it won't benefit what you're trying to do, you know? You ever get a weird, extremely vivid case of deja vu being on weed? Nope. I don't get any altered perception on weed. I just feel more comfortable in my skin. I don't feel like I want to crawl out of my skin, because that's how I feel by default. My, what do you call it? The fight or flight is just always stuck on, and the medicine for that is weed. Just happens to be. And for a while I did take antidepressants. The alternative to that, it's not alternative, but a good combination of medications for myself happens to be the Cannabis and ADHD meds. Those are typically the ones that make me feel the most like a normal human being. And I haven't been on my ADHD meds because I lost my health coverage for like 2 months now, and it has been fucking weird. It has been like... It's an adjustment, first of all, because ADHD meds, they speed you up. So they increase your energy, they increase your metabolism. I was looking pretty good, I was looking a little better, but now I got a little bit more fluff. It's hard to find the right combination of things, especially when you don't have the coverage that lets you afford that stuff. Weed does help me achieve flow state, though, when I play like Elden Ring, Sakura, or Black Meth Wukong. Black Meth Wukong? That must be a new one. I don't remember that one. But yeah, I get what you mean. People are all different. You know, we all have different weird, like, body chemistries and mind chemistries and shit, and, like, we gotta find the things... It's like a no human mind is, like, just a straight road. Like, there's all kinds of, like, potholes and divots and all kinds of shit that you gotta, like, move over in order to get from one place to another. So you're, like, processing shit in your mind, you're along that bumpy road, you're hitting those potholes because you have these, I wouldn't call them deficiencies, but just because your chemical makeup of your mind is different to other people's. And it's like fingerprints. Everybody's got different, completely different ones. And that's what, like, leads to the disorders of depression and anxiety, and even like the bad ones like narcissism and you know, like Oedipus complexes. I don't know why that popped into my head, but you get what I'm saying. Like, we have all these, like, I guess you could say potholes is the best way to explain it. We have these potholes in the road, and when we take the right kind of medications, like, we may take Lexapro and it may not work for us, and it's creating more speed bumps, and it's creating more rocks on the road, and it's creating more gravel, and it's not filling in the potholes or anything. It's just kind of adding to all the mess. And so you drop Lexapro and you take Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin fills in a lot of the holes, so it's a bit of a smoother ride, but you're still kind of, you know, it's unfinished. And so, like, you would round it out with something else, you know, like, and that just happens to be what works for specifically you. And so, like, you pave over that with the right combo of medication. It's a smooth ride. Up until then, it's pretty rough, and if you have to go off of that, it's even rougher. Which it has been for me. Long story short.
Right, every guy pretty much has, right?
But how does no, actually, that's false to you. That I'm a completely dedicated married person. But
well, no, I mean, before that, you probably did, right?
Well,
so he's just pointing out how he's sinning. I mean,
Yep, that's correct.
God says if you ever look at a woman with a lust, you committed adultery with her in your heart. But before, okay.
I'm not sure what he thinks is gonna happen here. I don't.
yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what my thoughts are. Is like he's not going to accomplish what he's hoping to accomplish here. He's trying to convert people, and you win more. What is it? You get more flies with honey than vinegar, right? Like, it's probably best to, like, come at them with, here's some good things that God did. I mean, I maybe I've been, like, talking about God for long enough to not recognize a lot of the good things that people say that he did. So I feel like I'm biased. I haven't taken my fluoxetine in a week. I don't feel good. antidepressants are the worst to wean off of hardcore. Like, you can like try and taper, but they just make you feel sick. Antidepressants in general, I will not take anymore. Nah, they just, if I have one beer, I feel like I want to throw up. And then, like, I don't know if this is too much information, but it decreases your libido, makes you not really want to do much, and reduces your energy. Fuck, man. Antidepressants suck. Wellbutrin's the only one that hasn't really, like, affected me too much. But, like, nah, Lexapro and, I think there's Zoloft. Was Zoloft still one? Damn, you got like one drop of water on my shoe and it's like squeaking all over the place. Ay, ay, ay.
I understand the approach. I mean, this is basically street preacher on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And actually it's worse than that because I guess you could mute him, but he's basically talking to these people and they don't really have a way out unless they just mute him or kick him from the game. So this is, I would like to see how many
Can you kick people from your Fortnite lobby? I don't think that's a thing.
souls he has won for Christ, because I'm guessing it's probably 0.
Well, that would be fornication, and that's less. So yeah, that qualifies.
No, I was literally just clear on it.
Look, I'm not judging here. I'm just trying to. It's going to a point, all right? I'm not trying to criticize, all right?
Yes, you are.
I hope it
Yeah, like,
Tacos are good.
that's his whole thing, is the judgment of the Lord. He may not be personally judging. I mean, he is, because you can't fucking hear God talk. Like, he's speaking for, he's the middleman. He's like, hey man, I'm just trying to tell you that God doesn't really like what you're doing. All right? And you say, well, how do you know? Well, because it's in the Bible. Okay, how do you know it's true? Well, because it was written by God. It was written specifically by God. No. He wrote it through men. Men wrote the Bible. Though God was speaking through them. Likely.
But actually, but look, have you ever hated anybody?
Yup.
Well, God says if you hate somebody, you're guilty of murder in your heart.
Yup.
Murder.
Yeah, he equates hate to murder.
Does God say that? Or did some people say that Jesus said that? Yeah, as in the Gospels. I'm not sure.
And does it fucking matter? Does hate equate to murder? Like, no! Overt acts. Two completely different things. Hate is a state of one's feeling and emotion. It's a thing that they can express to somebody. It's not a there's no physical ball of hate that you push towards somebody and it affects and now you hate them. That's not a thing. You can't bottle hate. I mean, it's definitely not equivalent to murder. You can murder someone because you hate them, but that's just not, that's stupid. Even if Jesus said it, that's stupid. Stupid thing for Jesus to say.
If there's any proof that God said this. This is the words,
Even if it was something that God said, it would be stupid.
supposed words of Jesus
Real
Christ
dumb.
in the Gospels. So I love the authority of God said this, God said that, when there's no evidence that God exists, let alone said these things.
And what if the person's gay? Like, does that, no, because I don't know. I think it brings an extra creepy factor into that, because then you'd be like, he would be trying to convert them, right? Like, ugh. I don't even want to think about that.
Oh damn. Rip.
Now, these are for the most part, these are children that he's talking to. Just to let you know.
So look, I'm not judging you guys, but
Yes, you are.
you just told me you're a lying, thieving, blasphemous, fornicator, adulterer, murderer at heart.
Little judgmental, I would say. To offer a fair critique of this point, okay, brigadiers, is it's insanely weird, just as a personal trait or a personality trait, to suggest that somebody is these things because they've done hateful things before, because they've hated somebody before, because they've looked at a woman with lust before. First, shut the fuck up, you hypocrite. But also, B, like, none of this means anything. Like, because he's mostly making up what God is saying in the first place. Like, again, just like this guy said, I don't remember a passage where it says, like, if you hate, you've committed murder. If one of you Christians out there would like to educate me, I'm happy to see the passage. so that I can actually see what it says with my own eyes. I'm sure it's probably somewhere, but I don't really care enough to look. But I don't remember there being one. Bottom line, and it's just weird.
All right.
You can be forgiven by the grace of God.
That he's like doing this backhanded,
blasphemous fornicator.
yeah, lying, thieving, blasphemous fornicator, and he says he's not being judgmental. Like in the same sentence, hey, I'm not going to be judgmental here, but you're just admitting to being a lying, thieving, blasphemous fornicator, adulterer, murderer at heart. And you think that's going to convert anybody? It's certainly not. Like, it's certainly not going to appeal to anybody's sense of duty to a higher power. Certainly not. Mostly, it probably isn't going to appeal to their just sense of decency, because it sounds like you're being pretty rude to strangers. For nothing, for no reason, like zero reason. And I think this is pretty indicative of a lot of the Christians that I know, where, again, I think the old adage kind of rings true, where there's no hate like Christian love. I wonder where it comes from, where they get the urge to say, but I love you, but I care for you. Like, is that the qualifier that makes them sleep at night? Right? Like, is that the thing that reassures them for doing the terrible things that they do? And we're not just talking stochastic terrorism. I mean, Christians have done ethnic cleansings, like genocides and shit. So, like, is it so they can sleep at night? Is that like, but like, I guess I don't feel fulfillment from like really superficial things like that. Like, I would rather just be a good person. I would rather just not murder and like, hate people. I don't know, man. Call me crazy.
Adulterer, murderer at heart. All right.
You can be forgiven by the grace of God.
Well, look. If God were to judge you based on His 10 Commandments, would you be innocent or guilty?
That's how silly it is. That's how silly to me that the Gospels are. The whole adultery in your heart means that you really committed adultery. Like, lust in your heart means that you committed adultery, or hatred in your heart is.
I mean, which is just simply not true. Overt acts. That's what defines, what a person really is.
The same as murder. To me, that's dangerous thinking, because Christians really do feel it that way. Like, oh,
yeah,
all
which
sins are equal.
Which means, so what he's hitting at is that if you have a religious stance and somebody has like a cultural stance, like, oh, I don't think that we should murder. I mean, obviously, nobody should murder, right? And Christians have some obscure rule, like don't eat shellfish on Fridays or whatever that Old Testament rule was, right? They can see someone doing that, and it might be so bad that they want to kill them, right? So, like, God, how do I put this into better words? That was a really bad analogy. People who are fanatical about a belief that is specific to their system of beliefs can exercise violence against people who don't even share that belief, simply for what is perceived to be a slight against their faith. They could be doing anything, and a religious person could see that as blasphemy or something. And if the culture of civilization understands that, murdering somebody over murder, like vengeance or execution, is a fair punishment for the proportional crime, then this person who sees that slight against their faith as serious enough to be considered as a murder, they would then be able to justify exercising violence against them. And there you go. You're AI. No, you're AI, XV. No, you
Somebody
are.
that's the same as murder. No, murder is murder. Hate is hate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everybody,
But
everybody falls short of the glory of God.
Exactly. Yes,
It's simple.
100%
It's
correct.
a simple
So,
explanation.
Heaven or hell, then?
Fuck, I know, I don't
If you believe God and
Well,
I'm on the highway to hell.
you get there.
Well, look,
If not, then hell, obviously.
Look, believing isn't enough because Satan and his demons believe, and they're not going to heaven.
That's true. But they were cast out.
So, look, the Bible actually teaches
Speaking
we have
as though
to
it's
do two
fact.
things to accept that free gift of eternal life that Jesus offers us through dying on the cross. He took the penalty for our sins. What happened was that it's like if you're in the court and you got a bunch of speeding tickets and you can't afford to pay them, the judge is going to throw you in jail. But then someone comes along and pays off your speeding tickets. Now the judge can let you go even though you're guilty. And that's what happened on the cross.
Except that stuff can be proven. Moving on.
Jesus paid our fine. Jesus took the penalty that we deserve. We deserve that death. And
Yeah, like, let's see. I'm gonna try and steelman his argument here. The world is full of sin. Jesus died to absolve all the sins, and this is like a speeding ticket situation. Speeding, you get pulled over by a cop, or you get caught by a camera, and you get the letter in the mail. You got to go to court. So you're in court. This is what he's envisioning. This is his analogy. What is this dude yapping about? Is he even the one playing the game? Yes, he is. It's Dr. Witnesser. So, if I'm in court for a speeding ticket, I've never been to court for a speeding ticket, but let me just assume that I know what I'm talking about, and I'm just gonna imagine it. So, I walk into the courthouse. I go into the courtroom. I sit there and I wait until I'm called, and then I probably give my information, or I give like my number, my case thing, case number, report number, whatever the hell it is, or my ticket. I go and hand in my ticket. There's a judge there, and I think the judge would be God in this case, right? So the judge is judging my ticket, which is, I guess, the sins of mankind. No, hang on, because he said if you couldn't afford to pay them, you'd go to jail. Okay. So sin... Wait, if I can't afford to pay for my sin with what? What is the currency we're talking about here? Is it, faith? Hang on. I might need to write this down. Let me see if I can... Let me see if I can visualize this. Oh, here we go, you guys. I don't know if you saw that. This is Flat Earth. Just in case you guys are wondering. Okay. Let me just see. I want to wrap my head around this the right way. Because like I said, hey, the comments on my quartering video were that I'm not making any arguments, actual arguments. So I want to try and assuage that problem, okay? I really want to try to make a well-founded argument to whatever's happening here. What was it again?
hell punishment, but Jesus took it for us. So through his death, burial, resurrection, he offers us that free gift. But there's something we got.
Okay, so let me. The bullet points here are.
Because you had to be saved to get there.
Well, look,
not then hell, obviously.
Look, believing isn't enough because Satan and his demons believe, and they're not going to heaven.
Okay.
That's true. Because they were cast out.
So look, the Bible actually teaches
Speaking
we
as
have
though
to do
it's
two
fact.
things to accept that free gift of eternal life that Jesus offers us through dying on the cross. He took the penalty for our sins. What happened was that it's like if you're in the court and you
Okay, so the bullet point here is Jesus died on the cross. Okay, and it's like you're in a court.
You can't afford to.
So it's like you're going to court for speeding tickets. I write. I take a long time to write. Sorry. Okay. So Jesus died on the cross is like going to court over speeding tickets. Should Christians think people shouldn't go to jail because they should just be forgiven? I'm trying to figure out this tree of logic that he's using in this analogy, because I'm trying to steelman people's arguments so that I can give the best counter argument possible, so that I can please my many commenters.
To pay them, the judge is going to throw you in jail. But then,
Okay. Can't afford them. Go to jail. Okay.
someone comes along and pays off your speeding tickets now.
A stranger arrives. I write like a freaking psychopath too. I don't know if you can see that. That's my handwriting. Like, no, that's not. I didn't just spill ink all over the paper. That's somebody's handwriting. Ugh. A stranger arrives and pays off your fine. We don't know who this stranger is, but that sounds Christ-like, right? Like a thief in the night. That sounds Christ-like, okay? So, a stranger arrives and says, "I'll pay your fines."
Now the judge can let you go even though you're guilty. And that's
What? The judge... Wait, so you're guilty... I think I know where this analogy is breaking down. I think I know what's happening here. Okay. You're guilty, but the judge lets you go. Okay.
That's what happened on the cross.
Except that stuff can be proven.
And that's what happened on the cross. Okay, so... That's what happened. All right. We're good. We got it. I know that none of you will be able to read that. Jesus was Jewish. Okay. God damn you guys. And Jeremy Hambley's a Nazi. All right. So, if we're trying to wrap our head around his argument, it's that Jesus died on the cross, and the situation there is like you're going to court for speeding tickets. But if you can't afford them, you go to jail. All well and good, right? That's not... You probably can, I guess, serve jail time if you get to the absolute limits of the justice system when it comes to paying fines. I know firsthand that there are a lot of different stages of civil litigation before there's any kind of criminal prosecution. So, like, you don't go to jail if you can't pay your bills. That's not... I don't know who would ever think that. Maybe we're in Old Testament times, you know, when stealing an apple was a hand-cut-offable crime. Maybe that's what he's talking about. It says Jesus was Jewish. Okay. And this guy's a PDF file groomer. Okay. Where does it say Jesus was Jewish? Just in the Bible? Or what? So, Jesus died on the cross. Going to court for speeding tickets. You can't afford them, you go to jail. That's just not true. If you can't afford it, you would get like your wages, what is it called? You get your garnished. You get your wages garnished, and you'd have like collections coming after you, and someone could sue you, and then like just that would put more of a bill on your tab, but that's about it. Like you really would not go to jail for not being able to pay fines. You probably could choose to go to jail, but speeding is a traffic violation, and unless you're like in like freaking contempt of court or something like that, it's pretty like hard for that to happen. How is he a PDF file? Well, he chooses to talk to kids, and he has like a mostly child fan base, and he's an aggressive, not militant, I guess, maybe militant Christian. Would you say militant? Fundamental. Right-wing, chud, pretty adjacent to those things, plus... there have been allegations. I think that's an allegation. There have been allegations. That may not be one of them, but there have definitely been allegations. So allegedly, if that's fair enough.
Moving on.
cross. Jesus.
No,
never
we're not moving
took the
on.
penalty
We're not
for-
moving on. No. I'm still trying to understand this analogy. So if you can't afford your fine, you go to jail. And which doesn't happen. But then a stranger comes into the court and offers to pay it all off, which is Jesus. And the judge is God. I think I'm getting it, but you don't go to jail. So does God put you in jail? Is hell like a jail, or is it a whole realm? Is it like a whole, its own sort of dimension? You know, what is a chud? Because I thought it was a muscular dude. Isn't that what a chad is? Isn't that like a chad from the incel community? I thought that was what a muscular dude was. Chud is like right-wing, anti-woke, conservative, alt-right types, grifters usually. Chud is kind of an umbrella term for a lot of the lesser loved characteristics of people in that particular community, in those communities. Multiples. But so a stranger comes in, which would never happen, but I would maybe consider it a miraculous, almost divine thing if it did so. One point in the Christian column here. But the judge lets you go even though you're guilty. Now, the word guilty implies that it's a jury trial, which, or a trial of judgment, which would be like criminal offenses. Again, criminal. I don't know why the common person, like middle America, rural areas, like people don't understand how the justice system works. Like there are civil and criminal crimes, and there's traffic violations. Like there's different things, and there's different punishments for different things. Like you, most of the time, are just going to incur a fine for things. You don't just get thrown in jail for like not being able to pay. I mean, I guess not being able to pay a fine, like the very, very end of it. If you really stretch their patience, then yeah, you could probably be held in contempt of court, and then you're not fulfilling your like obligations under whatever the judge said, and you could be thrown in jail. But that's like a weekend. Come on. And you have to let things get so far for that. What do you think of Charlie Kirk? I guess the Chud Martyr? Yeah. The Grand Chud Wizard of the conservative movement. Although I guess he's, you know, if the false flag theories are true, he pissed off enough of his own people to become a target, which I don't believe. I don't believe any of that conspiracy shit. I wish that there was like, you know, secret societies and like cool underground like things, but it's not like that. It's really just PDF file rings and Epstein Island and shit. None of it's like the cool spy stuff, you know? It's a shame. It's a shame. Because the universe could be a real cool place if there was like secret agents and like John Wick universe stuff, you know, superheroes even, maybe some wizards. That'd be pretty cool. I'd be into that. So the judge lets you off even though you're guilty, which wouldn't happen for a traffic violation, let alone a civil crime. And that's how it happened. So, from what I understand of the trial of Jesus, he was mostly used as a propaganda mouthpiece. Like his execution was mostly used as like propaganda to like discourage Christians or something. I got my own secret society and you're part of it. Well, thank you. Thank you for admitting me. I don't get into many clubs. Glad to be in yours. As long as it's not the National Socialist Party of Germany. In which case I politely decline. And I wish you all the luck in the world. Maybe not.
Punishment, but Jesus took it for us. So through his death, burial, resurrection, he offers us that free gift. But there's something we got to do first to accept that free gift of eternal life. You guys know?
But from what I understand of the trial of Jesus, he was found guilty of a crime. I think the crime was heresy. Am I wrong on that? I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that he was associated with the criminality and was executed, as is per the custom of executing the law on the time. So I don't think it's like a direct parallel. It is itself like a criminal case, but there's spiritual reasons behind it. So I don't know. I don't know how useful it is, but I'm just trying to be thorough. Said like a Welshman. Start.
Oh, it is?
Uh,
Ooh, someone got the word.
Eternal life.
People, I got the first thing right. Repent, yes. What's the other thing?
Damn, I thought I was watching Mary Poppins.
What's the other thing? Repent and what else?
You gotta turn away from the sin.
Well, that's what repent is.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah, there's another thing.
Then you gotta ask the Lord for your life to save yourself.
No.
Fuck if I know,
No,
man.
not
Wait, Pokemon
asking.
Go?
Not asking for.
That's my favorite answer. What's the next step? I'm gonna go with fuck if I know.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, you get the idea. He is a little bit intrusive. He didn't get super rude. He didn't like start pushing back or get aggressive or anything yet. Seemingly tame. Well, nobody really likes sidewalk preachers, but seemingly tame despite that. All right. Totally cool. Let's move on. I want to see, because I haven't seen this one, but because he's trolling somebody. He's trolling Dr. Witnesser. And let's see if he gets angry, because there are clips that I have where he gets fairly angry about the teasing and the trolling. So let's just see if this is one of them.
Someone's saying that is Juke. He is streaming girl voice trolling. Sooner or later, you're gonna do drugs because your favorite rap artist does marijuana, and you're gonna be like, well, he does it. Must not be that bad. I'm gonna try it.
Oh, I have a brain method. All right, boys. Before this
Does marijuana?
banger of a video even gets started, as I did mention, if you guys smashed,
And this
100
was
likes
5 years ago, so this was when he was still Dr. Witnesser. We are still working our way up to here. Again, remember. This is the same guy.
Social media have been wondering, why are you a peanut? Why are you copying the burnt peanut? This is a new low. You are stupid. Be original. Yada yada yada. And I hear you. The problem is I don't care. I really don't. Why am I doing it? Well, because for fun, because I find it fun, and 2, for exposure. It's not a rebrand, by the way. Guy in chat's like, why are you rebranding? It's not a rebrand. I'm still Dr. Witnesser, the Chudster.
You trying to rebrand because people because of the videos people make about you? So it is indeed a rebrand. He hasn't switched back since, and he's made videos trying to reach out to the burnt peanut, asking him to remove the curse of being a peanut that he put on him. And this is his own video that he has, the Chudster, and he calls himself the Chudster.
Not a rebrand. I'm still Dr. Witnesser, the Chudster, my nickname. And for exposure,
He gladly embraces the title Chud, which makes it all that much worse, I would say. You shouldn't embrace it. That's like embracing the term Nazi. Like, I none of the people that I've talked to who are like, oh yeah, I actually hate the Jews. Like, people who actually would unabashedly say that they hate Jewish people would not actually refer to themselves. They wouldn't just go full send and refer to themselves as Nazis. Maybe some of them would. There's probably a splinter faction of people who do it. But like, it's not every one of them, and it's certainly not the majority. It's just not a good look. It doesn't make you rise above it. It just makes you look more stupid, like either you don't know what the term means, or you're embracing it feeling like it's some kind of like pushback or like an own on the libs. But no, now you're wearing the target. You're like admitting to all the bad stuff. Again, another AI generated background. God damn, dude.
I'm a content creator. I do this for a living.
Watch out, guys. He's becoming firm. Maybe a little column A, maybe a little column B, huh? column.
I make money off of my videos, believe it or not. Okay. And I figured, okay, so
You mean you are lucky enough to be in a position to make videos for a living? Now, I'm not going to say that he purchases followers or purchases subs or any of that stuff or uses AI view bodying or anything like that. But if Jeremy Hambley does it, I would be pretty surprised if this guy didn't do it. He's so far following the Grifter playbook pretty accurately. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
So I made up this storyline, obviously, breaking the third wall here. I made up...
Which one? What was that? Which wall was that?
Figured, okay, so I made up this storyline, obviously, breaking the third wall here.
I don't expect everybody to be an expert on TV and movie tropes.
I made up this storyline. Okay, first of all, I want to apologize to a Gingy. I did make a video that was explaining how someone like her or that streamer style was boring compared to the Burnt Peanut streaming style. And as a streamer, entertainer, I think it's, you know, better to be more not boring. But it was rude of me to make that video. It was stupid to put it out. I deleted the videos and it all started from me talking, commenting on the Around the Bar podcast video of her. And I said, I'm not gonna say what I said, but I just commented on the post and I said she was a boring streamer. I guess I said she was a boring streamer. I never would have dreamed in the world that she would have seen that comment and commented on it. And when she did, I felt bad.
So you did something mean, which, whatever. I do mean things all the time, but it's, you know. And yes, to people I don't like, but those people are Nazis. So, like, I think it's okay to punch Nazis. And maybe that's, you know, physical violence is never encouraged. I would never encourage that. But, like, the idea of it is something that I support. Like, the idea of acting against somebody who is expressing violent hatred. I prefer speaking out, but, you know, some people prefer to take the route that I would support if I was in a position to do so. Allegedly.
So she said, you know, what a nice thing to say. I felt bad after saying that. And so I made a video explaining.
But you got caught. The only reason you feel shame is because she read it. You still put that thought out there. And I don't think you're holding yourself accountable for that. I think you're holding yourself accountable for her seeing it.
Why I said what I said. But people were like, oh, you're still calling her boring. I was like, well, okay. So I apologized to her and in her stream. And she was really cool to me in her stream and was nice and seemed like everything was fine.
A person being civil towards you in the face of your being a dickhead, that just means they have grace. That doesn't mean that they've forgiven you. It doesn't mean you don't still have to hold yourself accountable. And it doesn't mean that you've been forgiven.
Fine. I deleted the video on X and deleted my comment on TikTok. So first, Digi, if you ever see this, I'm sorry. I was an idiot. You're not boring. You're just a different type of streamer, and that's fine. And people like you and love you, and I like you too. You're good. You're a nice person. But
I don't hear a sincere apology. I hear a lot of quantifying.
My point is, there's lots of different types of streamers, and some streamers are other people's jives.
God damn, dude. So it's again one of those, like, it's one of those, I'm fine, I promise, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm totally fine. It's like, no, you know, I'm sorry, all right? I wasn't thinking, I was an idiot. You are not a boring streamer. You just happen to make a different kind of content than me. You know, there are all kinds of different streamers. You know, yours just doesn't happen to be the content that I myself personally like, because I find it boring. Right? Not an actual apology.
Fine. I was an idiot for saying that. And even posting that comment, and it's a learning lesson. I'm sorry. Moving on.
Now I'm just going to keep those thoughts in my head.
Why am I a peanut? Because, like I said, it's...
Fucking... Oh, dear Jesus. We are just in the stupidest timeline. We're at the point now where we're reacting to why am I a peanut? Why am I a peanut? And he's saying it with all seriousness. Now, as to why am I a peanut? Anyway,
it's a learning lesson.
Why did I put an accent on it? You know, hey, sometimes you like to put a little English on the ball when you send it, all right?
I'm sorry. Moving on. Why?
What happened to no comments for a month? He's culling his comments, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't want people to express their thoughts on his videos. Is it comments are turned off on this? Oh man. So 27,000 views with 144 likes. I'm guessing where all that other engagement is, if my video is any indication. But I'm guessing that people are ripping him apart, or would have been ripping him apart.
My peanut because, like I said, it's funny, it's content, it's entertaining, and for exposure. I made up the storyline. Part of it was true, where I said
The fact that he's even making a video to explain this is just sad as hell. Like, you don't fucking do that. If you are secure in yourself, then you don't have to go out of your way to over-explain anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. Ignore the people that are talking shit about you. If you aren't doing anything wrong, then your audience is going to stick with you because they're loyal, you know, because they share your interests. That's the reason why they're your audience in the first place. But you do not have to be making fucking videos that people will just take and make into their own content and make fun of in the first place. Just don't do that. Don't post your L's. He really could have just not did this. And then people wouldn't have been making fun of him.
Gingy was a boring streamer, and I woke up the next day and Peanut cursed me. He turned me into a peanut because of what I said about Gingy. I made that storyline up because just out of a whim. I wasn't even thinking. Just the next day, I was like, "Oh, this would be fun," and I started researching and stuff. And
no, because he got engagement, because he got abscoriated for his remarks about the person, and that got him engagement. I know, like for a fact, I know that negative engagement still counts as engagement. Like that's not a secret. And he's acting like, because his audience is like fucking 8-year-olds, so they clearly don't know about that shit, and he's like, I don't know. He's certainly not holding himself accountable.
I made it up for fun, to have fun.
And he's getting mad. Like, he's getting mad at his camera. Trying to reason into it being okay that he's a peanut now. What is happening in reality right now? What is happening?
And for exposure. I made up the storyline. Part of it was true, where I said Gingy was a boring streamer, and I woke up the next day and Peanut cursed me. He turned me into a peanut because of what.
So you're still talking to all your followers, and you're still saying that you thought that Gingy was a boring streamer, while you're telling this story that you made up about why you turned into a peanut. This is all fucking weird. Do you not get this? Like, that's the weird part. This is the weird part. It's very strange for you to be saying, oh, I made up this storyline about how I said something about Gingy and how they were a boring streamer, and then the peanut cursed me with becoming a peanut. That's why I'm a peanut. I feel ridiculous even saying that.
What I said about Gingy. I made that storyline up because just out of a whim. I wasn't even thinking. Just the next day, I was like, oh, this would be fun. And I started researching and stuff, and I made it.
So thinking that you would capitalize on the drama that happened when you insulted a fellow content creator, you decided to put that into your made-up storyline so that you could then bring those viewers to hate watch your content. Because you're, as you said, this is how you make your living.
It up for fun, to have fun, and for exposure. Think about it. If I get to collab, or if I get to, any kind of exposure from the Burnt Peanut is good exposure for the channel. That means more people watch the channel, more people hear about Jesus and the gospel message, and more people have more fun, and I'm having fun. Ever since I started doing this 4 days ago, I've had a blast. I could honestly say this is the most fun I've ever had streaming ever. And I'm not even streaming to that many people. There's only 16 people watching right now, but I'm having...
4 years ago, no. I think perhaps he's trying to hide a little bit of his history. It wasn't 4 years ago. He's been a streamer for a very long time.
A blast. I'm literally having fun doing this. I'm having fun making my videos. I'm having fun talking to people in games. I'm having the most fun in my years of streaming on and off.
Kids. He talks to kids in games.
I've ever had. I'm literally having so much fun, and so I don't care.
Yeah, you really look like it. I don't know if you guys know who David Wood is, but he was a PDF file pastor who raped a 13 and 15-year-old after he attempted to murder his own father with a hammer. He has like these like dead fish eyes where he's like, yeah, so anyway, we're going to talk shit about a bunch of Muslims today, and we're going to talk shit about Islam, and we're going to really talk shit, and we're going to talk a bunch of shit about Islam. But anyway, I wanted to talk about how Islam sucks. But like, that's just always in the camera, just like, anyway, we're going to talk about Islam. I don't know if you can see my lazy eye. I can make it happen. I make a lazy eye happen. I can do a lazy eye on command. How do you say, what is that? I can pop a lazy eye. I don't watch. Did it work? Because I can't actually see it when I do it, but I can feel it. Did it? I think one of my eyes drifted. I can also cross my eyes. I've got eye dexterity. Is that a thing? Is that a thing people have? Eye dexterity? Eye-sterity?
What you guys think? People like, well, you're copying his mannerisms. Yes, that's part of the storyline. That's part of the storyline.
So, I guess I'll spoil it a little bit. But in one of the videos that we're about to watch, this might actually take 2 days to cover fully, but when we watch one of the other videos, he actually does allude to, here he says, yes, I talk to children. Absolutely, I talk to children. All fucking day long, I talk to children. I fucking love talking to children. Like, he just goes off and off and on, like, on and on and on about how he just loves talking to children. Like, what the fuck, man? To offer a fair criticism to a claim an admission like that, perhaps it's not the best thing to admit, being a public figure, that you specifically target children when there are accusations about, you know, pressuring and like cult-like behavior, pushing religion on people who, you know, it's like coercion kind of stuff. It's not cool. It's not cool.
I am turned into a peanut, so I'm going to copy some of the peanut's mannerisms because that's part of what being a bungulator is in my story.
A bungulator? Did he say bungulator?
Part of what being a bungulator is.
A what? A bungulator? What is a bungulator? Is that a thing? Like, is that a my sinuses are still fucking crazy. It went from flu into allergies. Ugh. Like, what is a bungulator? Is it now I know bunghole is a term for butthole. So is a bungulator like a person who is a butt? Like, is he saying that he's like, hey, I'm a butt, I'm a butt. You know, like, is he trying to do like a appealing, like, hey, fellow kids kind of, or what, like, what is a bungulator? Do you suppose that's an Urban Dictionary?
In my story, you know, I'm gonna be like, oh no, no, you know, you've seen that in some of the videos. I'm going to copy that because it's funny to me, and I think it's funny how he does it. I'm gonna some of my mannerisms are gonna be copied because I think it's funny and I'm having fun, and it's part of being turned.
Does he look like he's having fun? It looks like he's dying inside. I'm not gonna assume that he's having fun because it definitely looks like the opposite.
Turned into a peanut. My storyline.
Like, is that a fun face? Like that right there? Is he having fun?
I'm going to copy that because it's funny to me, and I think it's funny how he does it. I'm gonna some of my mannerisms are gonna be copied because I think it's funny and I'm having fun, and it's part of being turned into a peanut. My storyline. I'm having a lot of fun, and so yeah.
He said it 3 times. You don't say something 3 times in rapid succession if you want people to believe it. It's fun. I'm having fun. It's fun.
Yeah, people are going to accuse me of copying the Burpini. I don't care. It's my storyline. I made up and I'm having a blast with it. If he responds to it, that's going to be so cool. It's so awesome. And like I said, my argument in one of my videos was that he's always talking.
He doesn't care about you, man. I bet you he heard about you and then was like, oh, okay, cool. Or, even worse, was like, ooh, man, that guy seems like kind of a weird fucking guy. And then carried on with his life.
Talk about his people and how there's peanut people and people are being racist against his people. Because he's having fun too, guys. He's having fun too.
Yeah, but he's not targeting children with all the gospel talk.
I hope he sees this and he laughs his butt off, and he thinks this is cool and it's fun. And if we get exposure and people start watching because of it, that's gonna be awesome. Think about how many more people will hear about Jesus ever.
He did the same dick sucking when it was Dr. Disrespect, who was like the whatever biggest streamer at the time. Who are you watching? This is a guy called the Faithful Sherriff, also known as Dr. Witnesser.
Every day.
Also known as Burnt Peanut Glazer #1 Child Predator Pastor.
So, it's a marketing ploy. Is it risky? Yeah, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun, guys. Can we just...
It's a marketing ploy. It's not risky. I mean, I guess it's risky that you're trying to hide all of that shit that you're doing. He also openly said that he wasn't afraid to use the N-word on his stream. Just as a bonus. Just some gravy on the top.
Chill and have fun. Let's talk about the dark side. Dude, ever since I started streaming in September, I've literally... People think, oh, I'm doing this because I don't want to show my face. No, but ever since I started doing this, I've discovered that the trolls are frustrated that I'm not showing my face.
Yeah, trolls. Take that. Take that, trolls. You're not going to get me this time. So... you rebrand yourself because people don't like you and people come to recognize your face. And so probably someone out in public said something to you. Or what I think, because around the time that people started putting out videos about this guy like 5 years ago, which is funny that he says, oh, hey, I started streaming 4 years ago because that's his rebrand, right? See, guys, I'm right wing. In what way? What's this dude doing, and why are you watching him? I don't know, and because I feel like it.
And that's I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that guy.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. The problem here is that the trolls aren't going to stop just because you're not showing your face anymore. And it's clearly a rebrand, dude. Like, you really don't have to, like, try and hide what you're doing. You know, just be you, man. Don't give a shit what the other people say about you. You know, if you just be a chud, dude. Just show your face, be a chud, do what you want to do. Why do they need to qualify that they say the N-word? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just kind of assumed that he did in general. You know, that was just my assumption. Maybe I was, you know, naive. But you know, I don't think I'm that naive.
Yeah, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun, guys. Can we just chill and have...
We need to do a fun counter. We need to count how many times he says that he's having fun. Because I certainly don't believe him. And I've counted like 6 or 7 times now that he's said that he's fine and he's having fun. If we widen that net to where he says he's fine, then I think we're into the double digits now. And we're talking rapid fire succession here. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Oh, turn my face off. I didn't say the swears. YouTube protects right-wingers, so it edits my messages, denigrating them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I've personally witnessed it expressing any bias towards one or the other side, but it wouldn't surprise me that there was some, I don't know, some bias somewhere. Wrong, you said some super naughty words. Probably. Skippy's not a very good liar. Okay, so if Skippy's saying that he didn't say swears, he probably said swears. Right, Skippy?
Have fun. Let's talk about the dark side. Dude, ever since I started streaming,
I see you. I know your true nature. You say swears all the damn time. All right, all the damn time.
in September, I've literally, people think, oh, I'm doing this because I don't want to show my face. No, but ever since I started doing this, I've discovered that the trolls are frustrated that I'm not showing my face. And that's
People don't care enough, man. They're gonna make fun of you all the same.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, guys. I am fine with that.
I'm
but
fine
ever
with-
since I
I'm
started
fine with
streaming
that.
up full time
fine
in
with that.
September, and I say full time meaning every day, Monday through Friday. Ever since I started doing that and going into Fortnite,
Are you right wing or left or central? I am pretty far left, I would say. It's been a while since I took the political compass test, but it was like into public fiscal responsibility, anti any kind of borders, pro public services, that kind of stuff. But also I think I also like small government, so I think that kind of pulls me a little bit back. But I don't know, pretty far left, I guess. I believe that people should have, you know, the freedom to enjoy their life as themselves. And so my views align pretty much with the left. Take the test? I will happily take the test. I love doing that. Political compass test. There it is, the official political compass. We're going to take a break from looking at Dr. Witnesser, because XV wants me to take the political compass test, which I fucking love doing. I love the idea of doing on stream. I'm happy to have people see me take the test. And take the test with me, if you'd like. That would be awesome. Some people's selves are bad, though. Yeah? I'm pretty sure most people know that. Am I wrong? I thought that was like always a thing. Everybody knows that some people can be bad. Bad people suck. All right. We're going to take the test. Yeah. Give me English. Wait, was that... Is there regular... Not regular. Is there a regular... Hey, for my UK watchers out there, is there regular English on this? Do I have to use the Queen's English? What am I, in the East India Trading Company or something? Come on. You see a powdered wig on this? I've been playing a lot of that pirate game, though. It's a very good game. All right, test, page 1 of 6. Just a few propositions to start with concerning, no less, how you see the country and the world. If you're just joining, welcome. We're taking the political compass test just for shits and giggles. Feel free to take it with me if you'd like. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. I don't know who would disagree with that. Like, let's say that we are somehow stabilized across the world. Like, everybody has all their needs met, and everybody's like, you know, or not all their needs met, but like, you know, the governments are all cooperating, like, foreign policy's looking okay. If we're able to serve humanity with our abundant riches, then I would much rather that happen than we serve a transnational corporation. I read the news that Trump wants to call our language American. Oh my god. It's American English. I mean, whatever. The language is just called English. Like, other countries know it as English. Like, Inglés, parle inglés. It's all Inglés. It's the King's English now. Yeah, guess it is. I guess you're right. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. I mean, no. So I disagree with that on the basis that a country is simply a title of the place that you live. The United States is simply where I happen to live. People live everywhere, and I want to be able to encourage and support the idea of cooperation, integration between everyone, thus eliminating the need for borders in the first place. Bada bing, bitch! It's not like a win or anything. I don't know why I was so enthusiastic about that, but I would not always support my country, whether it was right or wrong, because that's the idea of patriotism is a bit of a cage. The Queen's death is a conspiracy. She's still alive. And I guess a vampire? Because that's the only way she's still alive. Or unless maybe she reincarnates. Does she reincarnate? She's like a constantly respawning entity. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. That's exactly the point I just made. So yes. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Strongly disagree. No, bro, what? She isn't, bro. She's 10,000 years old. What evidence do you have? I have one of her fangs. I bought it on eBay. That's right. The Queen's own fang. Wait, did she just send me one of the teeth of one of her dogs? That evil scamming lady. Ooh, I'm gonna dig up her grave. Wait, it's probably really well guarded. Yeah, I don't know how I would get back at her. Destroy her legacy. Prince, the queen is, or the king is just a crappy guy. I think everybody kind of already knows that. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Yeah. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I do actually believe that. But I would say that if we're talking about, like, allying with Russia, then I would say no. But to take down Hitler, then yeah. Although it was mostly, I would say it's mostly Russia, when they fought back. Was it Stalingrad? Anywho, I only somewhat agree that the enemy of the enemy, or the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Helmet, he's trolling, dude. He didn't actually believe you. Come on. Come on. There's no way he believed you. I don't have people that are that dumb in my chat. I definitely don't. XV is not dumb. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. Strongly disagree. I think that if you're going to be caught up, and this isn't the basis for my belief, but a good example is, if you're going to be caught up over the legal status of immigrants, then you should probably also be pretty caught up over international law as well. Because you're a fucking teetotaler, probably, I assume. Because you got nothing else better to do with your time than to agonize over the American plight of the illegal immigrant. No, I believed he actually thought the Queen was still alive. No, you didn't, XV. I'm onto your tricks. I'm onto your tricks. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Hey, I'm one of those! I'm into infotainment, but I think they mean it in a bad way. A worrying fusion of information and entertainment. I'll strongly agree with that. I know they're talking about social media and shit. Now, the economy. We're talking attitudes here, not the FTSE index. What is the FTSE index? People are ultimately divided more by class than nationality. Fuck yeah, they are. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Ugh. Strong disagree. People should be able to have jobs. No, I did, bro. Don't lie. Don't you fucking try to lie to me, XV. You can be as insistent as you want. I ain't gonna believe you. There's a lot of dumb people out there who would believe conspiracies like that. I know. Stop defending people! Helmet, stop! How dare you? Yeah, no, controlling unemployment is probably like the biggest factor. Not the biggest, but a bigger factor than inflation in my mind. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect their environment. They require regulation. I strongly agree with that, though I do also believe in smaller government. We shouldn't, in an ideal society, we wouldn't have to have these greedy fucking people doing this greedy shit. There would just be no greedy people in an ideal society. Like, people on the right like to just see things in a very altruistic way. Like, they like to see things as seeing the best case scenario. So you think I'm smart. Well, you've been here for multiple streams now, so if you're being entertained by my content, then you're probably pretty smart. I don't know what kind of compliment that is coming from me, but that's my opinion. Yeah. There really should be laws that force corporations, if you're going to be this big nameless, not nameless, but faceless entity that just gobbles up resources and doesn't give much back, and which I don't necessarily think that people should have to pay their fair share, but I think if you are a good person, see again, like I'm talking altruistically here, like the people who are on the right, who want America to be great again, they have this Rockwell view of how America used to be. Stickball in New York, you know, like swinging for the fences, hot dogs on the 4th of July kind of shit. Exactly the stuff that was depicted in The Sandlot. That's how they view America. So I don't always assume that they're talking about, well, black people didn't have any rights, or, well, we had slaves. Like, I don't automatically just assume that about a person, though, you know, their chuddery level tends to, like, inform me a little bit more on what they actually might believe. But I don't just assume that shit. Like, that is the type of scenario that we're talking about in a perfect world, where there isn't the amount of greed that there is now, where people don't just want to kill each other, where people just want to eliminate other people from groups they don't like. Like, that's not on anybody's mind in my perfect utopia. You know, like, everybody is just happy, like, they're all taken care of, they're all able to afford the shit they need. And so there isn't like a lot of that otherism and tribalism that happens when people don't have the resources to have the things that they need. It's literally called tribalism for that very reason. From each other according to his ability, to each according to his need, is a fundamentally good idea. I might have to repeat that a few more times. From each according to his ability, to each according to his need. So that means with great power comes great responsibility? Is that how you guys interpret that? Like, if you're capable of doing something well, then you should provide it to somebody in need. Is that kind of the vibe I'm getting? The freer the market, the freer the people. I kind of actually agree with that. I know that's a more capitalistic, corporate-friendly point of view, but I agree. I'm a businessman, you know, and I'm not always able to work outside of the systems that have been put in place to exploit people, and thus sometimes benefit from them indirectly. So, you know, I don't hope to be a constant consumer. I hope to put stuff out there, whether it's this stuff or whether it's my services. I hope to put stuff out there that actually benefits people in better proportion to whatever indirect harm I may be doing, just through my consuming. That's called being emotionally intelligent. But I believe that, you know, a free market can definitely benefit the freedom of an entire people. So I just believe that people use it for nefarious ends a lot of the time. But we're reviewing this in a perfect world here. I think this means that if you have the ability to do something well, that you should be giving it to people who are in need. So I'll strongly agree with it, but I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if my interpretation of that quote is correct. So I might come back and change that, or it might skew my results. We shall see. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. Oh yeah, strongly agree. Consumerism and capitalism have just kind of started to run amok when we lowered restrictions on how corporations can form and how they can operate, and they've kind of like taken over everything. They were good ideas to start with, like. Right, you shouldn't bottle just basic drinking water, like that is treating it as a commodity. Everyone should have access to basic drinking water. But if you have like artisan fucking Fijian water or shit from Alsace, then yeah, bottle it and sell it. Like, I mean, you're commodifying something that you're able to convince people enough is a product, as long as you're not lying to them, or as long as you're not trying to tell them that it has benefits it doesn't have, like you're not a snake oil salesman, make up all the fucking mountaineering stories you want to promote this crystal clear fusion of fucking like alpine spring water. Like, do that all you want. Donald Trump 6969. Hell yeah, brother. Hello, my fellow American. MAGA is the perfect group. That's certainly an opinion. Water is not a necessity. Nah, we don't need it. Nobody needs water. Who needs water? Right? There's just, I mean, it's not like it's real anyway. There's just fluoride in it. Pfft. That's just meant to control our minds. You know? Who needs water? I certainly don't. I haven't drank water since 1968. Alright? So, don't come at me with your water is, like, necessary for survival bullshit. Alright? You can osmose water from the air. Huh? Haven't you ever heard of a Breathian? That's right. Don't you fucking disagree with me. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. Fuck yeah! Philosophically, I agree with that. But practically, I know that real estate is a thing. You know, I get it. I understand reality. But I absolutely feel like anyone should be able to live anywhere the fuck they want. 69 is my favorite number. 69 is a lot of people's favorite number, Donald Trump. You're preaching to the choir. All right? Why is we can't breathe underwater if there's oxygen in water? Because there's too much other, like, stuff in the way. You know? It's like our lungs, I don't know if you knew this, but our lungs operate like sieves. You know? You get the air in, and then it goes, wee! And then all the solid stuff gets caught in your lungs, like, so it doesn't get into your body. And then the air just goes into your tummy and goes like, bleh. You know? That's how lungs work. Solid matter gets left behind in them, and then you cough it up later. Did you know that? I don't know if you knew that. Don't check up on it. But I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Why doesn't drinking liquor clean your liver? They use it to clean cuts. Well, do you want the nerdy answer, or do you want the fun answer? The fun answer is just because... I don't know. I guess there is no fun answer. They used to clean cuts. Yeah, but your cuts don't get drunk? I don't... Yeah. No. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if that joke's work. The nerdy answer is that it comes into your gut as one form of alcohol and gets processed into a different form of alcohol once it hits your large intestine? Spleen. No. Spleens are useless. No, are they useless? I don't remember. I'm not a biologist. What is this? Is this fucking, like, AI generated music? This is that one dude, Kevin MacLeod's music. Oh, it's definitely AI generated. Definitely. Want some dark synth, I guess? Dark synth is good, right? Give me a hey yo if you like dark synth. Right now, give me a fucking hey yo. Give me a hey yo. Give me a hey yo if you like dark synth. If you don't give me a hey yo, I'm gonna fucking shut this shit down. I'm gonna turn this house around and we're gonna go back home. Alright? Give me a hey yo! Alright, let's continue this test. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Yeah, we just talked about that. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. What is protectionism? Economic policy shielding domestic industries from foreign competitions using foreign competition using tariffs, quotas, and subsidies to boost local employment and secure critical sectors. Well, if you're saying subsidies, then I'm going to have to tap out on that one because I don't want my tax dollars going towards corporations unless they help people. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. Fuck you. The rich are too highly taxed. Fuck you. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. Fuck you. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Yes! A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Yeah, well, duh. I think even Republicans agree with that. All right, page 3 of 6. Now, a look at some of your personal social values. Here's where you guys may start hearing a little bit of the hate from the comments if I was to put this in a video. Abortion. When the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. Strongly disagree. Abortion should be legal. It is healthcare. All authority should be questioned. Strongly agree. I have a hard time remembering when it wasn't a good idea to ask why. Especially to the people who are claiming to be authority figures. Ask them why they're doing the thing that they're doing. If they give you a bullshit reason, if they give you a reason that's against societal norms, you should say, oh, well, that isn't right. I think we should do something about that. Why shouldn't the rich be higher taxed? That's not what the thing was. Can I go back? It said the rich are too highly taxed. And I said I disagree with that. They should be taxed higher. Should always be legal. Disagree. All authority should be questioned. Agree. An eye for an eye and a tooth for tooth. Strongly disagree. I think people deserve a chance at reform. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. If I were voting on this, because my personal opinion is that I should not be giving my taxes to like museums and theaters that can't sell tickets, but I think they're important. And I think culturally, if I was to vote on this issue, I think that the cultural implications would be more important than my personal opinion. So I'd be willing to take on a little bit more of that tax just for that kind of thing so that we can preserve our history. Which is like, fuck you, Southern Christian conservatives who would fucking vote against shit like this. You want to preserve your histories through like slave owner memorials and shit. Like, go fund your local museums and have all your statues there. God damn it. So, I would say that I disagree. Because some tax money would benefit going towards these causes that preserve antiquity and things. So sure, yeah, I'd be willing to pay for that. Schools should not make why should richer people pay more when they earned their money just like everyone else? Discriminating. You mean they earned it through discriminating? Rich people should pay more because they have more. And a good person would help out other people. Just by sheer nature of being a good person. And you don't get rich unless you've exploited somebody along the way. So, it's almost nobody who got rich has earned their millions and millions and millions of dollars. It's usually handed to them. The majority of wealth, the top number 1% majority of wealth is generational wealth. And the number one way of getting rich is through inheritance or being given money. So, yes, they should absolutely pay more of a fair share. You know that like the tax rate on rich people is like abysmal. .2% on the top 4 billionaire families. I need enough money to buy a new Ferrari daily. Don't take that from me. That would be nice. Top 25 richest Americans paid 3.4%. Top 0.0002, top 100 to 400 from 2018 to 2020. They paid 22 to 23%, which is still lower than me. Why would you not want to give your kids money because you force them to be alive? That is a really weird point you're trying to make. What is that in reference to? Why would you not want to give your kids money? Oh, inheritance. I get it. Why would you not want to give your kids money because you force them to be alive? I'm not saying that they can't obtain their money through inheritance, but I'm saying that they should absolutely pay a fair tax. They should be taxed the same rate as me. The only reason they're not is because they're rich, which is a really shitty reason. Don't worship corporations, man. Like, that's a bad thing. Worshipping rich people, corporations and shit like that. They ain't gonna trickle it down to you. You're never gonna see that shit. Tax or schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think school should really be a thing. I think that, I know, for me personally, my kids would probably go to public school if I had them, but I don't think being forced to go to school, I think it should be a choice. There should be like a, you thought everyone was taxed the same? Fuck no. That's because of society's failings. That's because rich people are in charge of the country. The current administration is really showing how that shit occurs. Like within the first 100 days of him being back in office, he showed how rich people are just preferred in society. Sucks. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. Strongly disagree. That's just racism. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Strong disagree. It certainly didn't help me. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. I mean, I think that's part of growing up, but I think that we should be fostering more trust in our kids and we should be better parents. If people don't go to school, then how will they learn stuff and social skills? No, I agree. Like I said, I'd probably send my kids to public school, but I don't believe that I benefited. I think some kids don't benefit from school. I think some kids benefit from other learning sources, whether that be, a specialized course that's personal to them, like they have it like those mathnasiums or whatever, or even secondary learning. I aced every test I ever took. And when I took the IQ test, I was always within the top 99th percentile. But like, I don't consider myself smart. I just knew how to take tests. Like, and they would have put me in like gifted education or whatever. And like, I didn't want that. Like, I wanted to be with my friends in just normal school. And so like, I don't know. Part of that was the school wanting to put me in certain programs, and part of that was my mom, and then part of that was the fact that I'm wired differently. Because I'm probably on the spectrum somewhere, and I definitely have ADHD. So like, they didn't know how to handle kids like me back then, and so they just thought that it was, oh, he's just smart. No. I happen to retain the right information that you need for acing tests. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Well, it largely isn't. But I agree. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. I wouldn't personally agree with that, but I think what we're talking about here is like state-run trade school or something? Yes, the autism spectrum. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. I actually really agree with that. I think that developing social skills is also important, but I think that being able to get a job out of high school without a degree, having the option to go to college, but also having the option to go right to work, I think are great things. Being marijuana? You gotta try and spell it right, XV, is illegal and from demon. Which one? Which demon? People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. That's some eugenics shit. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. Gross. There are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures. Strongly agree. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. I only kind of agree. So, what may appear to be a refusal to work on the surface could actually be a person who is simply wired differently. Maybe they aren't, doing the thing that they find fulfillment in, and maybe they are just unique. Maybe they're creative. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's some, just some quality to them that makes them useful in other ways. And personally, I think that if you have the ability to work, you should. But I also believe that robust social programs are important for society's health in general. So if we were to be a society that was taking care of people, then we would probably be paying everyone like a minimum wage, like just a universal minimum wage that you would get when you like maybe get to a certain age, or I don't know. We figure out the nuances when we actually do it, but all your shit would be taken care of. What if someone's culture is to grape, which is actually in some cultures? Can you point them out? Child sacrifice still exists. Give me evidence of that and I'll believe you. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. Strongly disagree. That's very anti-mental health. First-generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. Strong disagree. There are plenty of first-generation immigrants who incorporate just fine. We're talking about people who spend 30 years doing landscaping and fucking love it. And then we're talking about people who work at grocery store. These are your staples of society. Is people that come here and are allowed to live here and who are happy in their situation. And while immigration may be a complicated, long civil process, it's something that people were able to do and live a full and fulfilling life doing it. Not committing crimes or eating dogs or anything like that. The ones where they do FGM and people who live in the jungle. So black people. Is that really the direction you're going? Do you actually want to give me specific examples or no? Because right now it just sounds like you're talking about, savages with dark skin. Which is, that's just a misconception. I mean, not that indigenous peoples have brown skin. That's not a misconception. The misconception that they're savages is a misconception. What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for us. No, that didn't work when we did trickle-down economics. That did not work. That was not a Reagan-era policy that benefited anybody. And then who tried to do it again? Was it Bush? Bush Sr.? No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. Well, that's a strong disagree. There's a plenty of broadcasting institutions like PBS that do amazing stuff with the limited budgets they're given. You saw FGM in Jungle, and you call... No, I know that the people who usually say that are referring to places in Africa, Somalia, developing countries. Are you saying that because they're black, that is okay? No, I'm saying that you're saying because they're black, whatever, insert argument here. Test, page 4 of 6, and how you see wider society. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counter-terrorism. I would say that the whole, the spiel about ICE is that they're combating, the idea that maybe there's soldier-age people out there. So, yeah, people died. Unfortunately, A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. You're talking about fascism. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Well, again, you're talking 1984 fascism here. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. I grew up a Southern kid, my family is military and really pro death penalty. It's really easy for me to rationalize that some people deserve to die. And I honestly feel personally that should be after many attempts at rehabilitation. But it's it's really hard to see like a many-time offender PDF file consistently being released and then arrested again. Like, that sucks, you know? And I know that happens. I mean, more than it should. I don't know if it happens a lot. Dude, what? You say give evidence. Yes, I mean actual evidence, like links I can click on. And then I did, but now you're saying, why you're just saying that because you're black. No, you were implying that darker-skinned people are more prone to being savages. No, because I'm saying them people evil not because of their skin. Right. I mean, if you say that, then sure. But in the original thing, the point that you made was that the ones where they do FGM and people who live in jungles. You know that the tribes that live in jungles are mostly contacted, right? And that a lot of them refuse to be incorporated into modern civilization, but they take part in it. Do you not know that? Like I said, it kind of feels like you're just alluding to dark-skinned people because they're dark-skinned, rather than understanding anything about indigenous tribes. Maybe it could just be your ignorance. I said nothing about dark skin. Yeah, usually people like you who say Nazi-adjacent things, have, as you've said in the past, would mean black people. People from Somalia or people from Africa. It's very common. Especially people who say the things that you do. You have. And, you know, you've been pretty good lately, but, you know, dog, are you dead ass? Yeah. People who bring up that exact point of FGM and being in the jungle often just associate it with black people. Like, I mean, indigenous black people, but like, it's a misconception based on the fact that you don't know anything about those people that causes you to think that they're all just savages. Are you saying that because they're black and part of a tribe that it's okay? No, I'm saying that a lot of the idea that you're talking about apartheid shit, dude. Like, you're talking about Africa when FGM was the norm after the, what was it, the revolution? The Congolese? I don't remember the actual event. Fine, then just remove the jungle part. I don't think that, you know, it's... What was the point even? You're talking about, what if someone's culture is to grape, which you can't substantiate? Child sacrifice still exists, which you can't substantiate. So what's your point then? That there are just some cultures that don't deserve to be into... What was it? Like... I didn't want to have to, like, go back a page. Damn it. This one. There are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. Is that what you're talking about? I believe. If so, then you're just... I mean, there's no savage people. I mean, there are savage... I guess not savage people. Like, saying savage is just, like, a reductive term in the first place. There are uncontacted tribes, and there are tribes who are developing into societies and civilizations. No, some cultures are not lesser in evil. Sorry. That will never, ever, ever fly with me. Some cultures eat people. Can you show me proof of that? Where the entire culture eats people. You're painting entire groups of people as just one thing. Which is what racists do. That's what bigots do. That's what Nazis do. Overall chuddish behavior. And I certainly won't support it. I don't know why you want to be banned, dude. Like, you've been here like multiple of my streams. Do you just hate watch? What's up, man? You know, I'm trying to reach people. I'm trying to grow this community, and you don't really seem to be absorbing any of the ideas. I mean, that's more sad for you, XV, you know, than it is for anybody else. I don't think I make points bereft of logic. I already agreed with that. Significant advantage. No, I disagreed with that. Disagreed with that. Kind of agreed. I'll just say I kind of disagree. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Where to say I disagree with that? Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. Strongly disagree. Everything can be art. You can send links, I think. Go to the Discord? Every time I criticize something, your first thought is something about black people because you've said things that are like dog whistles before. That's the only reason I would be led to believe that. If you came in initially and tried to troll me by saying chud things, and then I assume that's your goal, then I'm probably going to think that you might be leading to racist things, even if it's in nuance. Or even if it's just a dog whistle. Like I said, I don't think you're stupid, XV. I think that you're smart. I think that you are just trying to demonstrate your intelligence here. By being very creative with your language. But I told you. Skippy's probably a better troll. Skippy's commitment to the bit has lasted for months at this time, at this point, over almost a year, I would say. That's dedication. All right, that's some dedication. Let me tell you. Well, I mean, do you not see that you're crashing out now? Like you've typed novels to me. I've literally never mentioned black people in any chat. Genuinely look back at all the past comments I've said, even in other streams. How do I look at comments you've said in other streams? And I never brought them up. Right, that's why they call it a dog whistle. And if you're unaware of any potential biases or leanings, then this might be your wake-up call. You know? They're not called dog whistles because everybody can hear them. Let's go ahead. What? None of this has anything to do with me. My wife asked me to follow up on something that we never talked about. I'm like, what are you referring to? In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Strongly disagree. It is a waste of time to try and rehabilitate some criminals. Strongly disagree. Everyone should have a chance at reform. I fully believe. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Disagree. I think that foundationally they're pretty important, but I don't know that that should be the goal of society, is to put creatives and artists by the wayside. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemaker. Strongly disagree. Anyone can do whatever the fuck they want. Almost all politicians, well, I mean, within legal guidelines. Almost all politicians promise economic growth, but we should heed the warnings of climate science that growth is detrimental to our efforts to curb global warming. Strongly agree. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. Strongly disagree. Your civil disobedience should go up as you get older. If anything, you should become more and more aware of how the government fucks up as you get more and more aware of just the world around you. You're just trying, I'm not trying to do anything, to make me look like a bad person just because I disagreed with some of your statements in the past. No, you said Nazi shit, man. You said that Jews all thought the same way. Like you said something about like all Jewish people, or something like, it was definitely anti-Semitic. I specifically was like on the edge of banning you. And then you said something that was like, okay, now you're just trolling. I know you're trolling now. It's very easy. Very, very simple to see. But I could still ban you if you want. I mean, I don't want to, but I'm really not trying to make you look like anything. You just are saying things, and then I'm reacting to the thing that you're saying. It's really that simple. I could say different things. Do you want me to just yes and you? Oh, FGM? What's that? Dude, what? I love Jews. I never say anything bad about them. That might be overcompensation. I love Jews. What are you talking about? I'm a huge fan of the Jewish people. If you got through that okay, you'll find these propositions on Religion et Brise. Astrology accurately explains many things. Strongly disagree. It's a scam. You cannot be moral without being religious. Strongly disagree. Morality is subjective. charity is better than... No barking! No barking! Ita! Don't you be barking. The people, I think, from upstairs actively antagonize her, which is kind of shitty. But I don't want to be a shitty neighbor. So I don't want to, like, say that shit. I'm dead ass. I never said anything bad about them. Man, are you really going to make me look through my old footage? Please don't. I really don't want to. I've been slogging on editing those videos for the longest time. I really don't want to start doing it again. I mean, you could just say, like, if I was using a dog whistle, then I apologize. Or you could say, like, oh, well, could you explain more about how that was a dog whistle? I mean, I did already explain it to you, but, like, you know, you could be... We really gotta... I gotta just make a video about how to have a conversation with people, you know? Because I think a lot of people just kind of forget. But, of course, you know, fair deference for your trolling. I don't want to, like... say that it's not okay, because I've kept you around, obviously, but you know, there's some nuance that we got to cover. Okay, again, dog whistles are dog whistles. Dudes, when did I ever say anything bad about them for real? Because I don't remember. Oh my god, XP. It's really not that important. If you don't feel that way, then you can just attribute it to the fact that you were trolling. Like, if you don't hate the Jews, then you can be like, well, I mean, I actually don't hate the Jews, you know? Hitler must have possessed you or something? Always a possibility, I guess. Not one I would have expected to entertain, but sure. Charity is better than Social Security as the means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. Better? I would say in reality, no, because people they can't be depended on to give riches to people, not riches, but like charity to people. Like, people are greedy. They would rather hoard wealth. I believe that it is better. Personally, I believe that it's better than Social Security because you can just give money to people and have them live a better life. But I think it's kind of important at this point in reality that people should just pay taxes to go into those social programs. So I would disagree that it's better at this time. I don't know if that makes me more or less conservative, but I don't know. Some people are naturally unlucky. Oh man. Yeah, soft agree. I think what they're getting at is that there are people who can manipulate circumstances around people's, like, lives that cause them to either be blessed or not blessed. Meaning, like, they live comfortably, or they are able to go to a school that they want to go to because their parents can afford it. But I also do believe that people just can encounter, like, long strings of bad luck. Societally, I mean, like, you can become poor, you can become homeless, and you can get a house again. You know, like, I think that there are people who enter phases of, you know, less luck, but I also believe that a lot of that is socially impacted. Like, we could just have a universal minimum wage and, you know, take $1 trillion out of the military's budget, and there you go, it's funded. So I believe that natural luck isn't really a thing. We kind of manufacture the circumstances under which we birth children, and if we had a society that benefited everybody, where everybody's needs were taken care of, then it wouldn't be considered lucky to be born into that society. It's just a function of the people who live within that society voting on the right things. So I guess I'll kind of just agree that some people are naturally unlucky, but I don't know exactly what it's getting at. I wish that questions on these things were way more clear, like for dumb people like me. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. Strong disagree. Have you ever seen a Jew in real life before? See, you know, it's stuff like that that kind of makes me think that you lean more towards anti-Semitism. Yes, have you? Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. Strong disagree. You really should sleep with somebody before you decide to marry them. You really should. I don't know what people out there who are considering getting married need to hear this, but you really, really, really should sleep with a person before you consider getting married to them. Even if you're religious, sneak it in. You won't go to hell. There is no hell, I promise. Magic isn't real. Really get to know the people that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Like, really, intimately. In the P and the V. Well, see, XV, now you're being too obvious. Mom Goose told me to sleep around. No. Adult people who are of the age of consent to engage in such activities, those are the only people I'm referring to. This content is specifically not made for kids, alright? I clicked that button. Alright? A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. Well, agree. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult public. Of course. It is the oldest profession, sex work, so you might as well just make that legal. You've seen them, you see them all the time. You see them all the damn time. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. True. No one can feel naturally homosexual. Strong disagree. There's actually biological evidence that you can be born gay now. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. I mean, I soft disagree. I know that self-expression is important, and I believe that the hilarity of absurdity puts a lot of offensive things into people's faces on purpose, and I support that. So I would say that it goes too far on purpose, but for the purposes of the political compass test, I don't think it's gone too far. I certainly don't think it's not gone far enough. Nothing like that, but like, I don't think it's gone too far. Yeah, you do. You see him all the time. Alright, now let's see where I stand. Oh, left libertarian. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's kind of where I thought I would fit. Left at 7.5 and social libertarian authoritarian. Social authoritarian. I believe that, you know, unfortunately, the reality of our society is that we kind of have to force people to pay their fair share. So be it. If I'm paying 30% in taxes, y'all should be. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. We would have such a healthier society if people just paid their fair fucking share. Just the top 1% paying 30%. Damn, there's your social programs funded. All of them? There's fucking public health care. Like, that's like a fully socialized healthcare system. That's an average wage for everybody. Just saying, you know. Mine was also near that green bit, but more up and right, but still a bit in the green. So like this sort of like center of the square here then. I mean, I think if I'm being entirely 100% serious, goose persona off, this is just the normal person behind, well, I act the same no matter where I am. But anyway, the point is, I'm speaking entirely serious right now. I don't know why I had to preface it with that, but I'm speaking entirely serious. I think most people, honestly, if they were to take the test, like, in their own home, like, even the most staunch, like, Republican-sounding people, they could take this test, and they could just look at the text as it is, and they'd probably get something along the left side. No, it was on the line up to where green is on the line. But you get what I'm saying? Like, I think most people in general want their neighbors to be taken care of. I think some people disagree with things like being gay or trans on a religious basis, but I don't think that they want them eradicated from society. They want to try and help them see the light of Jesus, right? Like, it's still a conversion thing, but it's much more altruistic and well-meaning. So if you're looking at a question that says these people don't belong in society, you're going to disagree with that. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I think most people who take these tests in good faith would end up somewhere on the center or on the left. Nobody wants authoritarianism. Not a lot of people want fascism or dictatorships. And so if you present these questions in a format where they seem like they're being presented in good faith, then it's easy to see how most people would fall onto somewhat of the left side of the political aisle. Which I just wish people would do that. You know, like, just take the political compass test. And you might be surprised where you fall.
Anarch raiders and telling people about the Bible, I have gotten literally death threats every single day on TikTok, Instagram, X, sometimes YouTube. The YouTube.
And now the persecution complex comes into play.
Let me say this, the YouTube community, you're awesome. You guys are way cooler than the Instagram community. The Instagram community is filled with hateful, insane, psychopathic children. I'm not kidding.
I guess it's okay if you're using the word children as an insult, but I thought that would be a term of endearment coming from you.
Every day
it's anachronistic. It's weird.
Kill yourself. Every day it's you should have got cursed. Every day you take a chair and hang yourself. No one, God should have taken you.
So that means the right wing doesn't exist. No, that's not what that means. It means that our political compass might need some adjusting. But it also means that people's perceived biases or perceived slights against them or their group can metastasize into full-blown hatred. And when taken away from that group, when put into isolation and forced to confront their own thoughts, most people will reveal that they are genuinely good at heart. Most people. I truly believe that. I know that makes me sound like a flowery fucking hippie type, but I truly believe that people have all the potential for good at their very core being. And so I think if someone's taking that test, if they're just alone with their thoughts and they're confronting the reality of the questions in good faith, I think that's they would very overwhelmingly come to probably the left side. They would fall onto the left side of the aisle because they truly believe that they want other people to be happy and to lead good lives and shit. So that's just my little hope for the world, but I do truly believe that.
You, not Kirk. Die. I hope you get killed. All these insane comments.
So those aren't death threats. If someone says like the stuff that they've been saying to me, like I'm gonna come to do that thing, or I'm gonna, like, things are gonna get interesting when I, travel to that side of that neck of the woods, like I'm gonna head there when the Civil War starts, stuff like that. Those are actual death threats. If someone's saying to kill yourself, to off yourself, to unalive yourself, that's really just like bullying. That's mostly just cyberbullying, There are a lot of policies on platforms against that, but that's what that is. That's not death threats.
Imagine anything you can imagine about telling people to go off themselves. I get on a daily basis, hundreds of times, all across social media.
I'm not surprised. When you make it your entire life's mission to contact children on the internet and to try and convert them to Christianity, people don't like that. They just don't. They don't like that. They were telling him to get kirked. Yeah. That's the thing that like 14, 15-year-olds would absolutely do. Absolutely. To anyone they know that it's going to affect. Absolutely. And I think 14, 15-year-olds, because I was an asshole when I was 14 and 15. Like, I wasn't, I was bullied, but I wasn't the bully, but I definitely was a dick to people that probably didn't deserve it. I was goth. I was a goth kid back then. I was like seriously goth kid. You see all the people walking around with like white face paint. I didn't go that far, but I was pretty goth. Pretty gothic. People are sending you bad, scary things. Yeah, I get. I won't. I won't elaborate too much on the detailed nature of the death threats that I receive, but yeah, I receive quite a few. Anytime I post new content, there's usually at least like 1 or 2. Yep. It happens. It sucks. But you know, what can you really do other than like turn around and try and dox them? But then they'd probably do something in real life, you know, like I don't actually want to ever like put myself into danger, but I know that I'm doing, I guess, the right thing, or I don't know. Still doing what I'm doing. Is it even entertaining? Is it funny? Is it good? Tell me you like me. Please, God, tell me you like me. Please! It's my lifeblood!
Yeah, every day since September. Now, I don't care. Like, it doesn't affect me to the point where I'm going to do it or something like that. I'm mentally, I'm there, strong, fortitude. I'm just telling you what I...
Yeah, I mean, you would have to be pretty broken down to be at that point. And I think that's a testament to human resilience. There are plenty of people who, you know, we lose to self-offing, you know, every damn day. And I don't think that he's the type. I think he's too cowardly. I think he has too much faith, which is a good thing for him. Like he's too zealous to do that big of a crime. Like I think that sewer slide would be absolutely off limits for him in all regards. Like he would just not be able to fathom it.
I deal with. I have.
Although the statistics do skew white Christian men, you know, between the ages of I think it's like 25 and 40, who are the most likely to commit sewer slides. So maybe the stats are smarter than I am. I don't know.
I've gotten swatted 3 times.
Oh no! Now that is something that I do not support. That even if you don't like the guy, like, fuck, man, that's such a like that could get somebody killed. You know, like, fuck, man, that's such a dangerous game people are playing because the cops don't have your best interests in mind. They're gonna shoot first and ask questions later, as we've witnessed many times. So yeah, fuck, man. That's so dangerous. Especially if he's got like a family. Like I think he's got a wife and kids, you know? Scary shit, man.
I've had a whole county's worth of sheriff's department pull up to my house and surround our house with long guns, AR-15s, full tactical gear, pointed at me on the porch at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah. That's so fucked up, man.
And yeah, of course they're...
I don't like the guy. I think he's a chud, and I think he's scamming, and I think he's like, you know, potentially a predator, but like that's still fucked. Like if we could substantiate some of the allegations against him, then maybe like him getting his life ruined wouldn't be all that bad. But like right now, nobody really knows for sure, you know? So, I don't know. A little drastic, but kids do stupid, fucked up things all the damn time, and sometimes they ruin their lives, man.
Investigating. They have
like if you were responsible for the cops killing a guy, then you might go away for like, fuck, would that be manslaughter? That would have to be like manslaughter, I believe, right? Swatting is, I think, itself its own crime, but like if it results in a death, I don't know. Legal experts in the chat, let me know.
Notes and
let me know, legal experts. Hey, you lawyers that watch me regularly. Can you tell me which crime that is?
Someone calls this number about this house. There's an active investigation from the police department investigating whoever did this and who did this. People are vile and evil on this internet, and just know that I don't care what you say. I'm going to do whatever I want to do to have fun and keep spreading the gospel message in Fortnite.
I think anyone could get on board with that sentiment. The problem is you're talking specifically to children and you're asking them very inappropriate questions. I feel like this is kind of fucking around and finding out. I feel like this is kind of like bringing this down on your own head kind of stuff. You know, like if you're an adult, if you're over 30, like it's weird that you're playing Roblox or Fortnite or, you know, Minecraft or whatever the kids are playing these days. It's weird for me in general to be playing. I actually really don't play many kid-focused games. Like I play mostly gambling games, card deck builders, survival games. Like those are the types of games that I see adults playing. So it feels really targeted. It really feels like the only reason you're on there is either because you're a giant child yourself, which most PDF files describe themselves as, or you're maliciously hunting children. It's hard to just... I can sympathize with you on a lot of the stuff that you're saying about, like, the hate that you're getting online, about, like, how they're death threats and things like that, real world consequences. But I also... It's harder for me to sympathize when this is the kind of stuff that you're doing, the stuff that you're getting up to. You know, it's like... I don't know. It really feels very, very firmly towing the exploitation and coercion line, and I don't like that. I cannot support that. If anyone is fooled by the tone of my voice, the fact that I'm not acting angry right now, I absolutely fucking hate this guy.
Because God has blessed me with this platform, blessed me with this house, blessed me with a family, and it's the least I can do for him by planting seeds in Fortnite.
I know that's biblical, but even in the Bible, it sounds kind of fucked up when you're supposed to be like planting seeds in children. I mean, optics, dude. Did you not want to rewrite that part of the script?
And you will never, ever, because of these trolls online and these psychopath people online, you will never see my family. You will never see pictures of my kids anymore, or my wife, or me, ever again. I don't care if the Burt Peanut says, "Oh, you're released from this curse." I'm having too much fun. I don't foresee me not becoming. This is outside the third wall. This is outside the storyline. I don't ever see me, becoming not a peanut. And if I do, it's gonna be a green screen because you're not gonna see me inside my house ever again. These people are psychopaths.
So in order to offer a educated, intelligent response to what he's saying right now, it's impossible for these people to be psychopaths. It's just not very common that we can diagnose psychopathy. So he's just trying to... I don't think that he realizes that he's talking shit about mental health awareness or anything like that, or being ableist. But you're taking normal people and you're labeling them as unfeeling, remorseless people, which is like kind of, hey, Vic Morrison, how's it going? That's the clergy for you, yeah. Farting peanuts, definitely indicative of the religious,
like insane psychopaths that are.
But so he's diminishing an entire field of study by associating this one pathology to a group of people who just don't like him pushing religion on innocent children.
Or on the internet, wishing for my death every day, constantly posting my ad.
But you have to listen to their rationale. Like, I don't agree. I will never support death threats of any kind. But you have to listen to their rationale. Go beyond the insult. Go beyond the hyperbole and say, what are they really trying to say? They're telling you that you're targeting children for fucking Christian conversion camp, like, while they're playing a video game. I think my dog needs to go out. Give me a sec. Oh, yep. Yep, she needed to go out. Well, yeah, indoctrination is why he's talking to kids, absolutely. It's funny, like, do you know how many young Christian soldier boot camp booths I see at events? Active indoctrination.
Address, what they think is my address, posting my address, pictures of my house on Instagram, TikTok, X, asking people to show up with guns. Literally the most evil, vile things you can think of, people are doing on my...
Well, I can think of more evil shit than, like, showing up to your house with a gun. Like, I think doing, like, anything sexual would, like, to a person or a member of their family would be way worse than that. But I guess, you know, talking about scale of you know, degree of monstrosity, I think is not useful for this particular discussion. But I think there are more evil things to do than just swatting someone, you know? Ugh.
And my wife's like, just block them all. I'm like, it's hundreds daily. I'm not going to sit there and block hundreds of...
Why is he admitting this? You're just admitting that a bunch of people don't like you, that you are universally hated. I wouldn't be... I don't know. I wouldn't be admitting to that if I got like hundreds and hundreds of comments of just hate. I don't know if I'd be admitting that.
Of accounts every day. I get at least 10 million plus views a month across social media.
Slip in a little brag right there.
I don't sit here, you know, and I'm sitting there for 2 hours blocking people constantly. I'm not going to do that. No, I have content to make. I have children to raise. Other things to do.
You could just ignore it. I mean, it only affects you as much as you let it. The only thing that you can control when it comes to other people is your own reaction.
I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And these psychopaths are going to keep doing what they're doing, but I'm not going to stop because of what they're doing. But as far as this whole peanut stuff is concerned, I don't care what you think. I'm having fun. And that's all that we should care about. In the streaming world, why are we caring if someone is a peanut and there's another peanut in the streaming platform? Why are we caring? This is my storyline. I made it up. If the burnt peanut ever collaborates with it, cool. Awesome. Like, great.
He's still begging for it. He's still begging the burnt peanut to talk to him. He doesn't care that you exist. He probably heard about you and was like, fuck that guy. You talk to children, dude. Was he ever playing Arc Raiders? I don't think this guy ever played Arc Raiders. I think he was just mostly playing whatever.
Exposure.
He talked to fucking children, my friend.
Super cool. The biggest streamer on the planet right now, that would be amazing.
Is he the biggest streamer on the planet?
Is it going to happen? Probably not. But I don't care. I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to be the family-friendly peanut that goes into Fortnite and sometimes other games.
No, you're not family-friendly. You called a teenager a filthy, philandering, adultering murderer. Like, that's not family-friendly.
Games and tells people about Jesus. And if you're mad about me copying his mannerisms, it's just part of the storyline. It's because I'm a peanut. That's the whole shindig, everybody. That's the whole thing. So that's that. That's why I'm a peanut. And because of my family safety, I'm choosing to never show you guys my house or my kids or my wife ever again because you guys are psychopaths.
He's talking to his fans. Does he know that people are just gonna hate watch him? Like, what's the? Don't say you guys. Fuck you guys.
And I'm gonna continue having fun doing what I'm doing. And like I said, this is a storyline I made up out of just out of thin air, randomly over the weekend, and I thought I'd have fun with it, and I'm having fun with it. Like I said, this is the most fun I've ever had, and I think the facial expression.
I mean, people that are fine just totally have to keep repeating that, right? All the time. I know I do that constantly. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Expressions are hilarious. Like, I think what you can do as a VR peanut is freaking hilarious. It's funny. It's funny to me.
VR?
And I'm not trying to be the burnt peanut. I'm trying to put myself in a burnt peanut mythical world of being turned into a peanut by the burnt peanut. He's my arch nemesis. That's my storyline. If you don't like it, oh well, go watch someone else.
Well, you heard it, folks. I'm gonna go watch something else. Oh, holy fuck. So yeah, I guess since we've ran a little long today, I guess what's gonna happen is tomorrow we'll keep covering this guy, and we'll talk about his history. He may not have seemed too bad today, but when we turn back the clock just a little bit, you're gonna start to see some stuff building up, and I don't think it's gonna be all too pretty. So we'll see you tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day. And don't talk to children, guys. Don't just go onto Fortnite and talk to children about God. That's weird. Don't do that. It's really strange. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. I'm begging.